Yeah, I got a beautiful panel of ladies. Let's go. And we are live. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Purple Pod episode 6, the number one show in the world for dating. Started right here in Dallas, Texas. Please make sure to like the video on y'all's way in. Subscribe, hit that notification bell. Please hit the notification bell so you can know whenever our show's coming live. Check out the podcast Instagram right now. I got my special guest tag and my two ladies tagged already right there. So go add the Instagram. We're now live on Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, Rumble, and YouTube all at the same time. And if you're a guy that needs personal help and mentoring, please check out the link down below. I can give you a personal consultation so then we can talk about you signing up for my mentorship. If you want to show support, you can show support by either going to the Patreon, or you can also support by joining the YouTube channel, which by just clicking the join button under, and you'll get some really cool emojis for the live show when you do something like that. Also, check out the merch store for some shirts, and we're streaming on all the audio platforms. So if you listen at work or anything like that, please check out the audio platforms. Please, once again, go to the Instagram and go add it. So then you can go add my awesome friend right over here to my right. Why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself, bro? We got Phil Foster.
What's going on, Sergio? My name is Phil Foster. You can find me at philfosterfitness.com. So great to be here on your podcast today here in Dallas, Texas.
Yes, the greatest country in the world, right?
That's right, baby. That's right.
people better recognize, man.
That's right. They'd have no clue.
Yeah, and guys, I'm really excited because this week and last week we've been having so many Dallas Red Pillars in the house, man. And this is we're gonna build an amazing team of guys in Dallas that are gonna start killing it over the next few years.
Squad goals, man. Let's do it.
Let's do it, bro. But yeah, to go ahead and start off, also, ladies, why don't y'all give us your name, your age, your education level, what you do for work, and your relationship status. We'll start with. Oh, she's like, no, you go first. No, we're going to go. We got red and blue here. We're going to go with red. All right.
My name is Des. I'm from Dallas, Oak Cliff, Texas. And I am a loctician in the Dallas area. And I'm 21 years old.
Okay. Nice. All right. What's your relationship status?
I am single, complicated.
Single and complicated?
Yes.
Oh, no.
What does that mean?
Yeah. What's that mean?
Single and complicated. Like, I'm dating, but, you know.
He's not taking you serious?
No, it's not that. It's just I'm not taking nobody serious right now.
I like that. That's good.
That means he's not taking you serious.
No, I'm not taking nobody serious right now.
She's busy.
Wow, we'll put the layers back in a
Booked and busy.
second.
Thank
Oh,
you.
so basically what you're saying is
She belongs to the streets.
Oh, no.
man.
Baby, no. Okay.
What about you? What's your name, age, education level, what you do for work, and your relationship status?
So my name is Ashley. I was born and raised in Florida. I'm a Texas transplant, I guess.
Good move.
I'm 38 years old. And for work...
Damn.
I was waiting for it, Donnie. Like, I was like, what?
Like,
first day back.
Yeah.
A little slow.
He's a little slow, guys.
I mean, I just didn't want to broadcast that. But so by profession, I'm a registered nurse. I'm taking a step back from that. And right now I'm a DJ in Dallas. I DJ every Sunday night at a spot called One-Eyed Penguin. And my relationship status is I am in a committed relationship. And he's my life partner. And yeah, we're figuring that
How long
out.
y'all been together?
We've been together about 18 months. We live together. We're both divorced from other people. I was married prior.
I like One-Eyed Penguin. That's a dope bar.
Well, come see me Sunday night.
I mean, I never go there anymore, but it is a cool bar. I gotta say,
Yeah.
it's a pretty cool spot in Dallas.
It's been a fun gig. I've really enjoyed being able to not be in such an intense environment with nursing and just kind of like relax and have
It's
fun.
kind of just like, play some music.
Yes, it's been good. It's been good. That's why I
Yeah.
have blue hair right now.
Yeah, no, I like it. No, awesome. But yeah, to start off tonight, guys, our little theme is going to be: is cheating the same between men and women? We're going to talk about some infidelity today. I think we might have some people who can relate to it. I'm just kidding. I'm just fucking with you. Yo, what's up? I live, love, and plan and pray. How's it going? It's nice to see you back in the house. I'm happy that I'm doing the show earlier so you can always come and show up because you used to not be able to show up when we used to do the show late. But yeah, to start off, that first question, is it the same between men and women cheating? Let's start with the ladies, actually. Ladies first. Is it the same?
I feel like it is.
It is?
I feel like it. Because what's the point? My thing is, if you're cheating, what's the point of being in a relationship?
That's actually kind of a good point.
Because if you feel like you can talk to multiple people, then we don't need to be in a relationship, or we need to have a understanding.
I can understand. What do you think?
No.
It's not the same?
No.
You don't think change is the same between men and women?
Well, I think fundamentally, yes, it's the same. But
But
I
how's
think
it different?
men think that they can have friendships and behave in a way with women that if their partner were to behave in that way, it would not be
So it's
okay.
definitely different.
Totally different.
Totally different, yeah.
Understandable.
Totally different.
Phil, what do you think, bro?
Yeah, I'm going to say that it's fundamentally different. Women cheat because of a different reason than men would cheat. So 100% different.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and so like I would say, because you said you don't think it's different, like it's completely different because if a woman cheats, it's over. Like and a woman already cheated like before, like she emotionally cheated in some way before she actually had sex with the guy. Whereas like a guy can legitimately go and like have sex with a woman and come back home to his wife and his kids and still love everybody the same, and like he's not like running off and like destroying the whole family and shit like that. Like women legitimately destroy their family when they do it.
Now, I can say with this generation and nowadays, these females, they don't care. But also, I feel like when a female cheats, like you said, it's really the relationship is over with because of the fact that once we cheat, it became a level of I'm emotionally not in.
Yeah,
into
you're completely checked out, right?
Yes, like I don't put up with you for so long, so it's like now it's like, why am I with you? But that's why I say it's time to leave.
So it is but we can kind of understand it is completely different between men and women, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we could say that.
Yeah.
I would say it goes back to more of like the fundamental dynamic between men and women, and that men still see women as like, this is mine. And so when a woman cheats,
like a sex object,
they're offended by it. They're offended. They feel like their territory has been crossed. Versus for a man, it's like they can explain it as like attention and I just didn't know she was listening to me, and I didn't know that was going to happen. And that's why for me, like with my boyfriend all the time, I'm like, no, she ain't being friendly to you, honey. Like, no, we don't have no, no, because that's what it is. When a woman cheats, the man is hurt and disrespected. Versus when a man cheats, I think that
are you not hurt and disrespected?
Totally hurt and disrespected, but I think that
different.
It's
a different
just
kind
different.
of hurt.
I mean, for me, no, but I think that it's seen different between the sexes.
So, like, have y'all ever been with somebody who cheated? Like, both of y'all? Have y'all both been with somebody in a relationship where you were cheated on?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. For you in that relationship, was he the type of guy that got women easily, or was he the type of guy that he had a hard time getting women?
Well, with him, it was easy for him to get one, but the problem was, I didn't give him no attention at first, and he tried to get with me for the longest. And when I finally gave him the opportunity or whatever, we was good for about a year, and then that's when he cheated or whatever.
But he was he was the type of guy that other girls would want. You would say?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So if you could say that this is like kind of like an attractive guy, and other women would want him, do you think that like women going for him and pursuing him and like trying to have sex with him, do you think it's harder for a guy to resist that than say a woman that has men that are pursuing her the same?
I feel like it is, but it shouldn't.
It shouldn't be.
I think it's
but you feel like it is though.
Mhm.
Okay. What do you think?
I think it's naive. They're naive. I think
The guys or the girl?
men are a little bit naive, and I think especially men sometimes that do or don't get attention, and then I'm not excusing it, but I think women know we're manipulative, conniving. Like I can see a female talking to my man, and I'm like, I know what you're doing.
Yeah.
And my boyfriend's like, she's just being friendly. I'm like,
No.
So explain how he's naive though. So like if the guy cheats, like how is he naive? Like how is that connected?
Well, I'm saying my boyfriend has never cheated.
Yeah, but like compared to like we were talking about that example that she
a
had brought
lot
up.
of men nowadays want their cake and eat it too. That's
Mhm.
another problem. They
Okay.
want to have their little friend over
Well,
here.
I'm gonna break down a little science for you. So I'll tell you why guys cheat,
Please.
or like a guy who's attractive would exercise the option. Men have 14 times, actually, I'm sorry, 17 times the testosterone flowing through them that you do. Okay. So like that horniness level is directly tied to that testosterone level. Okay. So you really can't even fathom what it feels like to be as horny as a guy, or like how sexually stimulated we can be by air blowing across our dick. You really cannot even fathom it, not even close to like what we feel. Like I would say a woman at her peak, like horniness at 2 weeks after her period doesn't even come close to a guy that's like young and in his prime or something like that. So I just don't think that there's a huge issue today where we like to think men and women are the same, or like cheating, is the same between us. And it's not at all, because that temptation that guy had to go through is completely different than like what the woman had to go through. And anything that is anything that is hard is respected. So for a guy to get sex, it is hard. Usually, if we look at the stats, 33% of men are virgins and or haven't had sex over the last year in between the ages of 18 and 30. I know, I see this face
Is
every time I
that
say
true?
That is fact.
It's a fact.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, most guys don't get sex, honestly. Most don't. So like whenever you look at stuff like that, those guys that do get it, it's for a reason. He's attractive. He has something going for him that's better than the other guys and stuff like that. So I just really don't think that you should judge those type of guys, because that's just a certain caliber of guy. Like you shouldn't, if you don't like that, then you shouldn't pursue those type of guys. Like there's a lot of guys out here who can't cheat even if they wanted to. Like I would say most 90% of men couldn't cheat if they wanted to. So like if you want, you can choose a good normal guy, but most women choose those guys that have those options. And I don't think that we should hate them for that, because it's just like those guys are literally just being normal for them. Like, and we're not the same. Men and women are just not, we like to blank slate everything and think that it's the same. It's not the same. Like a woman really hates it when a guy cheats with his provisioning sometimes, like his money, energy, attention, and his time. But a guy really hates it when a woman cheats with her body, because for 300,000 years, we couldn't tell if the baby was ours.
Yes.
There was no way of telling if that was our baby or not. So we really give a fuck about who's in your pussy. Like we really care about it. And like you really care about if I'm going and blowing a bunch of money on a bunch of other women or hookers or something, because that's our ability to save in the future. So like we both have different things that we see loyalty through. Loyalty is not the same for us.
So I don't judge the cheating, and I agree with you on that. I typically don't go for a guy. If I see a guy, like some of my girlfriends will send me these guys and they're like TikTok famous, and I'm like, I don't want a man that has that much attention. I go for a guy that is the undiscovered gem in the room. So I typically steer away from guys that have that type of temptation. And my ex-husband, very, very attractive man, not charming, not a womanizer, not a conversation person.
At least you're honest.
But I liked that because I never worried. And I was a military wife. So cheating is not a deal breaker for me, and I don't judge it.
Yeah,
there was always a period where he would come back and I would say, this is your time. If there's anything I need to know about, please let me know. Don't make a fool of me. Let's talk about it, put it on the table. So I don't judge at all, and I don't go for those types of guys because I don't like to.
You don't want to worry about it. You don't want to think about it.
It's just too much. I'm too old. It's too much. So I agree with you on that, but I don't judge. I think people do things for different reasons, and I mean,
the biggest thing is, like I said, we're just completely different. Like a woman who leaves her marriage and just completely destroys a family because the guy stepped out one time over like a 5-year marriage or something like that.
Agree with that.
It's like, come on, like you have a whole family and kids together, like, and it's just not the same. Like I could understand if we were emotionally the same, but we're just not emotionally the same. Like he's still gonna come back home and love you and the family the same. And if she did it, she's not going to love you anymore.
How can a man love a woman that they cheated on, though?
I'll explain to you. So, like, women have a really hard time understanding this because you personally, you're going to project to how you see it, okay? And you see it just like how we always tell you, you better not have sex with nobody else. Like, that's mine, you know? So you're thinking the same thing because sex is very valuable to you. Deep down in your heart, you know it's super valuable. But for a guy, it is not the same. Guys want quantity. Women want quality. You want the best quality dick you can get. We want quantity sometimes, especially guys who got it like that. And that's what I'm saying. Like, just don't choose those guys that got it like that, you know?
But it's okay for y'all to cheat. But when we cheat,
I'm never saying what's okay and what's wrong, like what's wrong or what's right. I'm just going to tell you what is. And the fact of the matter is there's certain calibers of guys that have women throwing themselves. Look, I'm not even one of those guys. I don't go to the gym. I don't do any of that stuff like that. I still had it really fucking easy, okay? So these guys that got it like that are 6'4", they just look, they got that look or whatever it is. I can't even fathom it. I cannot even fathom how many women are throwing themselves at them. In the Tinder studies that we see, it's 4.5%. The top 4.5% guys get all swiped on.
So
So
I
that's
just
a very
want to
small
say
number.
something because I'm a little bit older, 38, and I had a 12-year marriage. I'm in an 18-month relationship. And sometimes what you're saying, it's not about excusing the cheating. It's about protecting the stability of your home and your family.
Yeah.
And I think that as you get older, you try to learn to understand what's important. And I'm sorry. It is not that I would excuse cheating. It's that I have been a single mom and I have paid $2,700 a month rent by myself. And it's freaking hard. And so there are things in my relationship now that with my boyfriend where people look at and they go, and I'm like, excuse me, we have 5 children that we co-parent together. We have a $500,000 home in Lake Highlands. I am able to be more of a mother than I've been in my whole life. And so I'm sorry you don't understand why I let things go, but there are things more important than that petty stance, because my goal is to raise children and to have a home and stability. And I want my kids to learn commitment, and I don't want there to be toxic things that are happening, which was happening with my ex-husband. We had to leave, but there's things are more important than that.
No,
and so sometimes you have to say you messed up, but you're here, you provide, this is our home, and I don't know where we go from here, but we did this together, and this is who we are.
Yeah. It's one of the first words that you said. It's understanding. Like, and if you ever go to a relationship therapist, one of the first things they try to teach y'all to learn is understanding each other.
Validating.
It's like the first thing. What do you got to say though, dude?
So I get what she's saying a little bit there. I'm going to circle back on a couple things though. So you said that you always looked for, what'd you call it? The diamond in the rough? What was it? The
undiscovered gem in the room.
And so the undiscovered gem in the room, what was his kind of personality?
So I really am drawn to authentic people, and I'm drawn to somebody that just is maybe, I don't know, just me. I know I come across as secure and confident, but I'm very nervous. So the person standing in the corner of the room also nervous would probably be the person I'm standing next to.
Oh, understood.
And then striking up a conversation and just being able to kind of connect through, things and just nerd talk. I don't know. I'm attracted to a brain.
Okay, so you like the nerdy kind of guys.
Well,
okay,
it's not that I like people. I like them. I like someone that isn't pretending or trying to be the center of attention.
Okay, I get that. So when you were a younger woman, okay, we'll say anywhere between like 18 and like 25, the hot young guy didn't excite you at all.
You can ask.
Never made you tingle.
I mean, not really. It always scared me.
So you weren't looking for that fun and excitement.
So my dad left when I was 9, and so I've never wanted to be with a man that I thought would leave me. And so I always go.
She might have a fear for it.
Yeah, there you go.
It's not attractive to me.
Doesn't that say a lot though?
It does say a lot. So I just wanted to circle on that real quick. I will say that when men and women get in a relationship, and she said, I'm sorry, your name was again Des. Okay, she said that. What was it? How did you word that? In particular, it was about, if you're in a relationship with someone, they shouldn't cheat anyways. And then this gentleman right here was saying, well, a man will go out and cheat on you and then come home and still love you the same. You kind of had a bone to pick with that a little bit, like I could tell by your reaction in your face. So I want you to talk about, like, what does that mean to you if he can't come home and love you the same versus a woman cheating and destroying the family? Because the simple fact is a woman, because you alluded to it, you said that women cheat by what? Through emotion, right? Because you guys operate on emotion. Okay, so our job is to provision, protect, provide security, and make sure everything is there. So if the man in your life is doing all of those things, and what makes him happy is having another woman in his life occasionally.
No.
Doesn't work?
No, not at all. At all. Simply because I guess I'm too independent. So it's like, I'm not depending on you to make me happy. I'm not depending on you to pay my bills.
I could see you being too independent.
Yes, like I'm very independent. And I know that's one of my problems. I don't depend on no man.
It's a flaw though. You know, that's a flaw
for me because I'm not dependent on nobody. So if you feel like you have to go out there and get pleased by another woman, and it's my job to please you. So if I'm out here not doing my job, go find somebody else that's gonna do it. Cause I'm gonna find somebody else that's gonna do your job. Cause I'm gonna take care of it until I do.
Here, but here's the deal, Pickle. You like a certain type of person, like you like a certain caliber of guy. Because the guy that you had even chose before, he was the type of guy that had an option, and he exercised that option. Okay, so if at the end of the day, this is what you're turned on by, this is what you like, this is actually something that like you're kind of into, why not try to learn to understand that type of guy? And this is the issue today. Is there's a lot of like you have a choice. You could choose these top guys that have options, or you can choose these normie guys who don't. And like most women keep choosing those guys and then playing victim when they get cheated on or something like that. Don't be a victim. Just understand what you did was to yourself. Like you chose that. And here I can perfectly prove to you that like even despite you being very independent, I can kind of prove that you really do care about his provisioning loyalty more than his sexual loyalty. I'll prove it to you. If you had to choose between a guy that was a part-time pimp and a full-time simp, and I'm saying the part-time pimp is the type of guy where he'll go on a business trip once a year maybe, and he's going to sleep with a girl. You may never know about it, okay? Like he's like, this is something that's very rare for him. He's not going to tell you to hurt your feelings or anything like that. He's going to come home. He's going to use a condom. He's not going to bring anything back. You're never going to know about it, okay? Would you rather choose that guy that once a year might do that and he fully takes care of you, provides for you, he's a perfect boyfriend, every other aspect, or the guy who's a full-time simp? So every day he's texting girls, he's liking their pictures on Instagram, he's sending a girl $10 if she asks for it. Like he's a full-time simp, and he's always simping. He's never getting sex from these other women, but he's constantly simping. He's constantly giving out his money, energy, attention, and time to other women. Which one pisses you off more? The guy that is going to cheat once a year, or the guy that's giving away his provisioning every day of the year?
So my thing is with that, I'll take the one that cheats once a year. But the thing is, what's the point of you cheating? Period.
And I'll explain to you. I'll explain to you. It goes back to like women like quality and men want quantity. Like we can sit here and try all day long to shame men for them enacting on their natural instinct. But once again, it's better to understand that there's only a certain caliber of guy that do that. And they're just literally enacting on something that is 17 times the level of testosterone than you, okay? 17 times. It's way different. And once again, don't choose them then. Like stop. Like they're the top 10%. Just stop choosing them. If they're attractive and you see all the girls like them, just stop choosing them then. But I'm going to be honest with you though. You want to choose the beta bucks guy or like the beta dudes? Yeah, then your pussy's not going to tingle after 6 months. I'm sorry. Like that's just like the fact of the matter is a lot of women need to start accepting this. And like it's and it sounds fucked up when I say this type of stuff, but it's just the truth.
My thing is I'm not going to accept cheating though.
Yeah,
but I understand. I get what you're saying.
Well, like here's the thing though. Like if you're say like you don't want to accept cheating, okay? Do you like to have sex? Like, do you like to at least have casual sex or like be in casual relationships and stuff like that? You're being cheated on already then. That guy is already fucking other girls. The only difference is that you're accepting it then because you know about it, but you won't accept it in the relationship. It's just like, and the thing is like a lot of men that are of a certain caliber are honest about this stuff. They'll straight up tell you, they'll be like, look, I'm exercising my options. I'm that type of guy. I'm going to do this. And like that, they're not cowards. Like they actually are very, very strong men that are not cowards at all. They have all the pride and all the ability to sit there and be honest with you and not be scared or anything. Respect that. But women don't even respect those guys sometimes. They're like, oh, you're gonna do that? Well, I'm gonna go to this other guy. And it's like you just raise your body count for no reason.
See, that's the thing. Also, a lot of these females out here, they just go have sex with any and everybody. I'm not like that. Like if I'm fucking with you and we have an understanding and we're like heading towards a relationship, then yes, maybe we can go into the sexual conversations and stuff like that. But if I see that this is not going nowhere, we're not going nowhere. There's no way we're finna hit the bedroom.
Well, you said that you like casual sex, though.
That's if I'm with someone. If I'm not with no one, then that's out of my mind.
I'm so confused. I'm so confused. I thought casual. Yeah, I thought casual sex was you're not with somebody.
If I'm with someone, then yes, I will have that.
You just actually just proved a point that I bring up all the time on the show, and that's that women like to have sex with one guy at a time.
Yes,
like
that's 100%.
Yeah. So the way that I'll explain. You know how like you hate that the guys sleep around and stuff. Here's how guys have a roster. They have 3 or 4 girls that they legitimately fuck every week. Like a one girl Monday, one girl's Wednesday, one girl's Friday. You say that's nasty, but that's how men are. You gotta understand.
She said that's nasty. Please tell me your guy recorded that.
Yeah, I need to put it as on the soundboard, right? That's nasty. But no, but for real, like, so for guys, that's how we have a roster. How if I asked women how they have rosters on my show, I do this all the time. They're always like, "Oh yeah, I have a roster." It's like, okay, how many are you fucking? And they're always like, one.
Lies.
It's like, you're not. That's not a roster. Well,
that's a lie.
Well, no, a lot of them do.
Ooh.
So no, a lot of them,
lies.
a lot of them do. A lot of them have one guy that they.
Yes.
But no, I'll explain to you why though. Because what they do is they have one guy that they have sex with, and they have one guy that takes them on dates, one guy that like texts them, one guy that calls them. No, seriously.
I can agree.
Hey,
yeah, no.
Y'all are talking to me like I'm new, and I'm telling you, I have seen these women, and I have watched them fly through their book.
So like, here's the
and
deal.
have back-to-backs
Well,
and
baby,
have
that's
multiple.
your people.
So
Here's the
they're
thing.
saying that because they're on your show, and
Yeah.
that's how they. But
So here's the thing. Like, I
Baby,
agree
no.
with you. So like, I agree with you
girls
that there are.
savage.
So no, I agree with you, but you know what it takes for a girl to be a savage like that? It takes her being super ran through and getting a high body count, or her having a cluster B disorder. Most of these women have cluster B disorders, like where they've legitimately have like borderline personality disorder, histrionic personality disorder. Like they have one of these really hardcore personality disorders, and that's what causes them to go seek that validation like
Can I
that.
say something?
It's not something that every woman does. If you're saying you're trying to say all women are hoes and sleep around, that's
I'm
crazy.
not saying all women are hoes and sleep around at
But
all.
there's this. I'm saying that's a small percentage though. We're
I'm
talking 10
saying-
to 20% of girls that
I'm
might act like
saying
that.
the single professional women that don't have marriages or families, not my peer group, but I'm saying women in 40s, mid 40s that are professionals. I'm not saying all women. I'm saying they are less inclined to want to settle because they like their life, but they're not just fucking one guy.
I just
disagree.
learned. I just learned the other day that women are more horny in their later years. I didn't know
Yes.
that. Is that
Facts.
true?
But
That's
I
crazy.
also wanted
didn't
to
know
say something before,
didn't know
like, first of all, I think we're talking about apples and oranges. I think.
that.
But that's okay.
Leo. He says Destiny's sister. Y'all don't know who Destiny is, but that shit's fucking good.
Is this?
Destiny's this dude that's hit huge on the internet. He has blue hair, so that's why.
Oh,
that's why.
that's funny. I think we're talking. I know we're talking about cheating, but what I want to say, something that my mother taught me my whole life growing up, especially in my marriage, is that we all have our thing. It's a deal breaker. We all have a deal breaker.
Mhm.
So some
Your boundary.
So some people are able to accept cheating, and some people aren't. And that's what I say to other people, because if cheating's not okay with you, then it's not okay with you. But if it's not a deal breaker for you, I don't think that we can say. I don't think it's a blanket statement. And I think when you're in a committed relationship with children and you're building something, you have to understand what your deal breaker is. And I don't judge people for what their deal breaker is. And then also, I think that we have casualized sex to the point where we've just made it like everybody fucks around and sleeps with each other.
Yeah. Well, pussy's been devalued really bad. So, like, say, like, y'all are both two really good women that don't sleep around. It don't matter if y'all are the type that don't sleep around because all the others
And
do.
somebody else out
So,
there
because
that
of that, it's very devalued. Like, y'all, like, that's what
It's on
y'all need to
sale.
be judging other women and telling them y'all better stop because they're making y'all look bad just because they're doing it.
Let me ask you guys this though, real quick. But if the guy's honest with you from the get, and you agree to be in a relationship with him, and you're committed to him, and he still sees other people, is that cheating?
That's like I said. That's when you have an understanding.
I
You
don't think
have
I
to
could
have
do
that
that.
And you're open to that understanding?
No, not
You're
me.
not. Okay.
But that's when you have that understanding with your significant other.
Mhm.
I'm not going for that. But that's when you have that understanding.
Don't be mad when you end up with a beta bucks in 10 years. I'm sorry. I'm just kidding.
Hey,
I'm
Hey,
just fucking
some
with you. Let me read.
betas, some
Hey,
betas
don't get me
are
wrong.
undiscovered alphas. Let
Hey.
me tell you, okay?
I'm not even gonna actually disagree with you on that. There are some dudes that are kind of beta, but they have alpha traits and they haven't
Yes.
unlocked them yet. So I will agree with you there, but I think trying to find them is really hard.
and it also might just take that one person.
What, to change the guy? If I had
Maybe.
$1 for every time I heard some shit like
Facts.
that, chat. How many times have we seen that? 1 million at least. I would be rich already. Go to Super Chats really quick. I want to keep up with them tonight. I'm not gonna let these get behind because we got a good show. $5 from Glenn Lawrence. Who's that bald-headed man rocking that awesome hat?
What's up, Glenn? What's up?
Destiny's sister needs to take notes.
Who is Destiny? I wonder who
He's
Destiny
a really
is.
big dude online right now, and he has blue hair. He's really good at debating, like
I
a lot
love
of stuff.
it.
He
Okay.
kinda
He's
looks
cool.
like you.
Yeah. You should definitely go look him up after.
Alright, I'm
$5 from Morel. Hey, Morel, thanks for coming back, bro. If you won't accept a man who can cheat, then you will be forced to settle with a man who can't.
Nope.
And see, like, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I really think sometimes
said
the
nope.
women, I really think women sometimes are more likely to saddle down with the alpha that cheats than the faithful beta. Sometimes I'm just saying, like, because sometimes it like turns you off. Like, there's some women that are seriously like, they cringe at the thought of like a beta dude. So they will always be Chad chasing. They will always be like chasing like these alpha dudes because they cringe at the thought of like a beta. I think most women cringe at the thought of beta dudes, but they just like put it down as much as they can.
I eat betas for breakfast.
I know. I can tell you do. Yeah. What's the next one? $5 again from Glenn. Thank you, dude. Bring on Foster's assistant to learn these is women.
These women.
Oh
These
yeah.
women.
Oh, you're actually talking about his actual assistant. Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, she's actually here, guys. Like, she's a good assistant. Like, she literally is always assisting. Is that it? Oh wait, we have another one. No, that's it. Yeah.
We got this one.
Oh wait, Destiny's sister doesn't know what the hell she wants. Anyways, tell her to shut her mouth. $5, Glenn. You're just savage, dude. Jesus Christ. Glenn's just on one right now.
I want more than $4.99.
Okay. Well, so now I want to know. I mean, this kind of goes into like what we were already kind of talking about. But my next question is: would you take a man back if he cheated? Which I think we kind of already know some of these answers. What do you think?
I have before.
You have before? He just proves our points every time, dude. Like, seriously.
Yep.
I have before.
Why'd you take him back? Were you in love with him?
No.
Okay.
That's a lie, dude. She was.
No.
Come on now.
Simply because the only
I don't know how
reason
women define love, dude. It's so weird.
Yeah.
Well, everybody got their own meaning nowadays.
No, if you show devotion to somebody, that's the Bible says love is devotion. I always go back to that because it truly is. If you show heavy devotion to a man, you love him. Just like how like I love my girl because I devote myself to her and I show devotion to her. Like y'all need to stop playing games and be like, I ain't really love him because he just dickmatized me for 6 months. No, you were in love. You were in love. You got your heart broke. Like, that's the truth. Like, it's okay to accept it and, like, come to terms with it. I actually think accepting it, coming to terms with it, and telling yourself, yeah, I was in love. Yeah, that did fucking hurt. It's probably going to make you heal from it faster than sitting there and be like, no, I was never in love. Never was real. No, it was real, girl.
Well, we got back together, like, 2 years later.
Yeah, it was real as fuck then. They've heard my points every time, guys. Would you take a man back if he cheated?
I don't think that I don't think I could do that.
You don't think you could?
I would just I don't know. I'm the one that wouldn't want to know about it.
Oh yeah, see that's another question I kind of want to ask. Would you rather just not know about it?
Not know.
You would just rather not know?
Yeah.
You just rather not know? Bro, this brings up a great topic actually because I actually like to argue this all the time and like and I know that you're kind of more like on the Jay Waller, like Sterling Cooper side of this. I truly believe that because like Jay Waller will say that if you like I really think that if you don't want to tell them, that means you love them more. Because if you're like willing to be like, yeah, just so you know, I'm about to go hang out with this girl and I'm gonna have sex with her. I think it's like you don't even care about your girl anymore. Like you're willing to brag about it at that point. Where like Andrew Tate will kind of say like he'll just go do it, and then if the girl asks, he'll be like, yes, I did, you know, or blah blah blah. Like he'll never lie, and if he gets asked it, but like sometimes I feel like some of the guys on the internet are really pushing this agenda of you need to tell the girls like as soon as you meet them, you're gonna like do all this stuff. And like I feel like sometimes they shoot themselves in the foot. They're only gonna get another option 2 years later, possibly. And it's just if they're a normal guy. And it's like you shoot yourself in the foot acting like you're just some type of player that just gets all these girls or something like that. This might be the one girl that really loves you. And she might actually be okay with accepting it and never hearing about it if it happened 2-3 years into the relationship. And it actually shows, I think, that you love her more because you don't want to hurt her. And that's just what I think sometimes when it comes to like the changing amount. I agree with Jay Waller and Sterling that you're a coward if you don't tell the truth. I absolutely
100%.
agree with that. You are a coward if you don't tell the truth. But I just think there's a difference between, and then I think there's a huge difference between like chasing a girl and then like a girl literally like borderline like raping you, like literally like throwing herself all over you and like and like forcing herself on you. Because like I really hate chasing because it's the provisioning thing. Like for a guy to chase and get multiple girls, you know, across the nation or anything like that, that means he's DMing. He might be sending her money for a bill. Like he might be doing certain things to like establish these relationships, I guess you could say. And that's what I see as cheating, because that money and that that money, energy, attention, and time is to my girl. Like I don't want to give that to anybody else, you know? And like I don't know. That's just my personal opinion on those things. Like, what do you think all about that, though?
So basically, I think that it's 100%. You know, you're teabagging your girl if you go and brag about banging other chicks. I mean, you're just basically
that was a good way of putting it.
I mean, seriously, I mean, let's look at it like that. But really, though, I mean, you know,
I just got a visual image.
Yeah, but the big thing is being honest and upfront. You know, hey, this is who I am from the beginning. This is who I am, and this is what I'm about. Mm-hmm. Now, if you don't want to be a part of that, that's okay. I understand. It was great to meet you. On to the next. Girls are like buses. Another one will be along in like 5 minutes. Mm-hmm. It's not a big deal. The big thing is understanding that having that integrity and being honest about it is where you need to be. You know, that sneaky game and lying and stuff like that, that just detracts from your energy and who you are as a human being. And that affects your whole life.
Yep.
You know, all behind some pussy.
Yep. You can't really make money when you're that type of guy that chases like that.
No. And so that really and truly, I mean, in girls that throw themselves at you, honestly, I've never had some chick try to rape me or anything like that, you know, but I will tell you that it's low investment when I talk to women.
Yeah.
I'm talking like we go for a walk and have a bottle of water at the park. We might go get a coffee. There is no expensive dinners. There's nothing. You do not see that side of my life for quite some time until I get to know you.
Yeah, because you don't do. Yeah, you're giving out your meat, your money, energy, attention, time, and you got to prize. Guys have to prize that today. And y'all want to know why the world's all messed up? Think about how many simps just throw out their meat, their money, energy, attention, time like it's nothing.
Yeah, it's
like it's nothing, and it devalues it. Just like how the pussy's devalued by the women that see around. So, being a good guy is devalued, like being like showing courtesy or like showing nice things is devalued because everybody's being hyper nice. Guys buying purses and stupid shit all the time.
Yeah, and the real thing is the beta game behind the whole thing, right? If you really think about it, guys really don't even want to put up with women nowadays. They are so lazy they'd rather lead with their wallet than lead with their mind, and that's just the facts of it.
It makes me.
She's like, what the hell?
As a single mom with 3 kids, whenever a guy leads with his wallet and I'm talking to him, it's an instant turn off for me because I feel so inferior. I shop at Plato's Closet. You know, I'm a garage sale mom.
You're like normal, and he's like trying to be better than normal.
Yeah, like sometimes I can't pay my internet bill, and so this guy's out there like, oh, I did this and I did this, and I'm like,
he's a brokey.
Cool. So,
so you like broke dudes?
I mean, I don't like broke dudes. I don't, it's not a requirement for me. I like somebody that I think you can have a lot of money and mismanage it. And I think you can not have a lot of money and manage it well. So I think it's how a man manages his money and his hustle is what is attractive to me. Because my ex-husband's a firefighter and he's a reservist in the National Guard, works his dick off 7 days a week. I'm an ER nurse. So it's not about a dollar amount. I think you can have the same amount of money and put it to use in the right ways and have the same outcome as this millionaire that's getting taxed differently. But it's not attractive when I sit at the table and a man's like, I did this and I went to this and I went to this concert, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, well,
yeah, but
cool. I bought my shoes at Salvation Army yesterday.
Yeah, but see, in a committed relationship, she should not have to work or worry about anything.
What, is that hard for you to understand?
Yeah, dude, seriously, think about it like this, okay? You know, I mean, if you're in a committed relationship, it is my duty as your man, as your guy. Like if you were my girl, I mean, you would not have to want or need anything. It's all taken care of.
That's just very hard to achieve today. And that's why relationships are so much harder, though.
And so the moral of the story is, and see, you have that look on your face, like, well, how does that even work?
I know, because
and see, like this girl over here, she's like, well, I'm super independent, and see, that would never work with a guy like me because, see, if I wanted a committed relationship with you, and I committed to you, and I gave you all of my provisioning and security and time and attention
and devotion,
100% to you, but you were independent. How does that even work? You're trying to lead the relationship, and so here's the deal, right? If you really look at it like this. If you're unwilling to give authority to a man, then how can that man then be responsible for you?
It made me cry.
I mean, think about it for a second, because that's the problem, right? Is most girls, they say, there's absolutely no way in hell I'm going to submit or be led by a man because I'm independent.
So my boyfriend is actually the first man my whole life that has taken care of me. In the past 6 months, I've been able to step back. And he's done exactly that. And that was the look on my face when you said that, because I was like, yeah, okay, I finally see that. And I finally have had that modeled for me. Mm-hmm. And it's just, it's shocking, and it's hard when you grow up and you struggle, and then like her, like she's taking care of her goddaughter, and it's like that's a hard concept to think of when you're hustling, you're working,
whenever you're
off,
so independent that you can't even fathom it. Yeah.
But it's not even independent; it's necessity. Like she's got to keep the lights on.
My thing is, if you can come in and I'm not gonna say sit me down, but have that, give me that security to be like, well, let me step back. You got it. But I'm still gonna do my part because I don't want you to have everything on your plate.
Yeah, you're a hustler.
Let me still do what I need to do, because at the end of the day, if you coming home, you paying all the bills to make sure the kids fed, all that. Well, then it's my duty to make sure the house is clean. You're cooking, I'm cooking, I'm doing everything. So when you come home, everything's taken care of.
That's precisely right. You know, if he's out there fighting the world and swinging the sword for your tribe, then you are taking care of the home, the children, and you're furthering his mission, right? You're supporting what he wants to do, his greatness, because his greatness nets you all the wins in the world. And that's the point, right? But the problem is most girls, they don't want that in this day and age.
See, that's what I'm saying. Like, a lot of these females nowadays, they don't know how to take care of a man. That's just like some of these men don't know how to take care of a woman.
Well, I actually think a lot of women know how to do it. I think that society puts them in position
some of them don't.
Well, yeah, some of them don't, but I think a lot of them, if they've grown up in a normal household, they know. And like they know it deep down. Like a lot of people like to know deep down what we really are supposed to be, okay? But the thing is, it's just really hard to do that when there's very few men that put you in that position. I always like to say a woman falls into a role when a man is in his role. But how many men are in their role? I truly believe that if you met the right guy that was able to fully put you into that position where you could let go of everything and let him fully take over everything, I think that you would love to do it, and you would do it in a heartbeat. It's just, how many guys can do that? A very small amount. And then of those small amount, how many of them are loyal? And that's the hardest thing. And then like this is gonna sound horrible, but in the Black community, it's really hard for women in the Black community, because I preach very hard interracial dating on this show, very hard, because for the Black community, if you're a Black girl and you really want to be with a Black man, he's gonna have more options. Black men are the most desired on dating apps. Okay, so they have Asians, white girls, Hispanics, all going after them. Okay, so if you don't want a guy that cheats, it sounds horrible, but you need to think about interracial dating. You need to think about going to other races, because Black men are highly sought after sexually. I'm not saying they're all trying to steal your man for a relationship. They're just trying to steal your man to fuck them, though. And so, like, I just heavily preach that if you're that type of person, you either need to accept the cheating, possibly downgrade the type of guys that you want, like not go for the top 10%, dude, or try interracial dating. Like, I'm telling you, like these are all like very good solutions to this issue. And I've had a lot of Black women on this panel. I had one girl that married a white dude like 3 months ago, or he proposed to her. So, and it was because I gave her this interracial dating talk. Like, there's certain solutions to these things. You don't have to be single or like be alone your whole life, and like sometimes you can get digmatized or stuck in a cycle with the wrong dudes for too long, when really that guy that really would have loved you and showed devotion and done everything for you walked right past you and you ignored him because maybe he was Mexican or he was white or something, or like
he was boring,
like he wasn't that guy, and like, man, it's not going to be worth it when you're 60 and you're alone. Like, it's the saddest demographic is 45 women that are single and alone. The saddest demographic people is 45 and older single women. Mm-hmm. So like, don't end up being one of those people in that demographic.
I'm just patiently waiting.
Nah, you're young. You're 21. So honestly, a lot of the girls here, I push like the wall on, and I'm like, yo, watch out. The wall hits you at a certain point. Like, I don't know when the wall hits, but it's sometime in between like 30 and 35 for most women. And yeah, you definitely don't want to wait too long, because you can take it too far.
I got a question, actually.
Yeah, go for it.
Because I do hear that often on our show, where ladies would say something like, oh, I'm waiting, or I'm patiently waiting. During this buffer period, what are you doing to improve yourself to put you in a better situation to get the man that you want?
Good question.
Well, with me, I guess because I'm not, like I said, I'm dating, but I'm not looking. So I feel like that's another one of my problems. I'm not out there just looking for it, because I'm so stuck on, I got to get my business. I'm working on my money. I'm hustling. So it's like, that is one of my problems, that I don't really care enough to be like, okay, well, if you want to go on a date, let's go. I'm more so, we going to have to wait.
Yeah, because you're always busy.
Yeah, and I don't set the time out to actually do it. And some of these guys, they don't understand. They be like, well, if y'all want to make time, I make time for who and what I want to make time for. So if you get my attention enough for me to make time for you, then I'm gonna make some time for you. But if you don't give me that energy for me, if you ain't applying enough pressure, then I'm not fit to make a way.
Most men will just look the other way if you say, "Hey, you gotta wait," and that's the thing, right? That's the point.
You ain't applying enough pressure then.
So I actually.
So like, but those guys, I'm sorry, but like that guy that like the guys that you might maybe like see around or have casual sex with, like, do you like leave them to those same standards?
But like I said, it's as if the only way I'm fit to have casual sex with you is if I see us going into a further relationship. Like that means I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. I would guess that the guys that you have sex with, you would like to become something serious. Yes, if not already. Like that's when you have an understanding on my schedule. You have an understanding on what I do.
Oh, man.
You have that understanding.
You just I'm about to teach you something though about just sex and just relationships in general. You don't have the leverage. When you give up the sex, you have no leverage, okay? At all. One of the biggest things I teach on this channel is for women to be celibate and to stop sleeping around. Because as soon as you give up the pussy, he wins. It's game over. You're never going to win after that.
And that's the thing.
Never.
I don't mind going. Like I trust and believe. I don't have to have it. I've been. I think the longest I've been was like 3-4 years.
Girls are the gatekeepers of sex. Men are the gatekeepers of relationships.
It's not hard.
So can you repeat that, Phil?
I said women are the gatekeepers of sex, period. Okay? You guys have all the power before sex, but men are the gatekeepers of relationships. Mm-hmm. So here's the deal. The moral of the story is the more you have a guy wait that's got his stuff together, he's not going to wait. He's going to move on to the next. Because like I said, girls are like buses. Another one will come along shortly. The moral of the story is you're going to find yourself waiting into your later years for the right guy to come along, right? So how do you problem solve that? I mean, being celibate for 3 or 4 years, I commend you. Then what stopped it?
Well, I guess I ain't gonna say that. I can say like the reason why I did stop it is because I actually was attracted mentally and physically to that person.
But so this guy that says, "Hey, you're gonna have to adhere to my schedule, and these are the terms to see me." Basically, he lets you run the relationship instead of saying, "No, girl, hold on. This is when I'm able to see you. And this is how it's going to be in our relationship if you want to see me." He basically lets you push him into that position. So he's beta. He's soft. No. And so you like that control aspect in that relationship with him.
And the crazy part about it is I really don't like having control in the relationship.
But do you see how you control it?
No. Well, so like the really sad thing is sometimes these guys are like so beta today that like y'all are going to end up with control because these guys are so used to like giving it to the women. And like maybe they were raised in a single mother household or something.
They tapped, man. They're tapped out. 1, 2, 3, it's over.
I want to be submissive in a relationship because for one, that's my role. Is to be submissive in a relationship. So I want a man to come in and say, "This is what we're going to do."
Baby girl, no man is going to compete with your job.
Yes. That's the problem is like y'all do. Like I actually coach men, and one of the biggest things I coach them is if she's over a certain age or if she like I have to prove to them if the girl is devoted to her job or not. Because if she's devoted to her job and she loves money or she loves her job, she's not going to love. There's a very high chance that she's not going to break up with that for you. there's a very high chance she's going to be very committed to that and not you. And especially high value guys, if we tell you, "Hey baby, I want you to come over and watch a movie and say night tonight," last thing I want to hear is, "Oh no, I'm tired. I worked all day today, and I'm just gonna do like a little bath thing, and I'm gonna go to sleep here at my house." No, like you have to completely fall in line for those type of guys. Like, here, I like your attitude a lot, so I want to.
She just said,
Here, no, I gotta bring up what I always bring up, guys. This is my favorite segment of the show. Who's the prize? All right, I gotta ask, who's the prize, men or women?
She's like, me. Shit.
I was just gonna say that. I am, because I know what I bring to the table.
Huh?
Who's the prize in a relationship, the man or the woman?
Woman. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. All right. I guess we get a lesson for 2 today. Pod class.
Absolutely.
All right.
Are you not going to ask me so I can just burst the bubble?
Oh, well, I was just going to do the example. I got 4 steel mans to destroy them.
Okay, go for it. Let's go.
Oh yeah. So like this is it. There's an island with 100 women, an island with 100 men. Okay. The one with 100 women has 1 man. The one with 100 100 men have 1 woman. which one is going to repopulate first?
Wait, what?
With 100 women and 1 man, correct? Because 1 man can get all of them pregnant, right? Okay, so men create more life. Women can create life, but men create more life in a shorter period of time. The guy who had the most kids, 777. Women with the most, 69. Okay, guys absolutely are the prize in that aspect right there. Also, who puts the ring on your finger?
Sometimes
a man.
me.
A man. Who's the gatekeeper's relationship? The man.
Man.
Okay. What is absolutely needed in society? Like if it disappeared, like right now, what are a lot of women acting as? Masculine. Women have to be masculine because it's absolute need in society. Masculinity is a need, or else we're screwed. That's why even women are hyper masculine today.
True.
So when you find a masculine guy, he's the prize. What is there more of? Is there more high value men, like masculine men, or is there more pretty women? There's way more pretty women. So supply and demand says the man is the prize. So when y'all find a guy that is a certain caliber, or he's that guy or whatever it is, you need to fall in line. He's the prize. Now don't get me wrong, if you want one of the normie dudes, you can totally choose that. And that's fine.
Yeah, Mr. 12-pack and Cheetos.
Yeah, but I would guarantee you though that like y'all want a guy that's taller, faster, stronger than you. You want a leader. You don't want those beta normie guys. You want the leader. So fall in line and get the leader.
Okay, so can I say something really quick?
Yeah,
Because
go for it.
I see where you're coming from, but let me tell you what, I'm the prize because
Oh, this is good. Let me go ahead.
I served in our military for 4 years, and I'm a registered nurse. I'm a 6-figure chick. I'm a loyal, faithful woman. I grew 3 humans in my body, and I'm still putting on my makeup, looking good. I know how to treat a man. So I'm the prize. Whether I'm the only prize and there's not a lot of other prizes like me, that's fine. But I get what you're saying about that with men, but I don't really, I think that what you're saying with the provider and fall in line and stuff is idealistic to this antiquated where we could afford things on one income, and we can't do that anymore. We're a 2-income society.
I disagree.
Well, I don't, and I've done it. And I'm going to tell you, I was married to a firefighter, and I'm an RN. I made 6 figures. We had 3 kids. We both had to work.
Firefighters don't make near enough.
Right,
So
and
that
I
explains
did.
why.
I cleared over $115,000 consistently for 5 years.
That's because your relationship was flipped. He wasn't making the money. You were, sweetheart.
Because I'm the prize. I supported him.
Is that normal, or is that the exception to the rule?
I don't know, but I'm saying that I'm not going to say negative things about our dynamic because I'm very proud of what we did together. And I think that we accomplished a lot, and I supported him through boot camp, through Pro-B school. And I was willing to do that because the future of our family depended on it. So I'm the prize then. And I hear what you're saying about that. And maybe I don't know how you want to illustrate exception to the rule, but no, I don't think so, because I'm an intelligent woman. I take care of my body. I'm kind. I'm a giver. I'm well educated. I have 2 college degrees. I'm going for a 3rd. And I'm a prize.
Okay. Yeah. What do you think? I got a really good response after you.
Yeah. It's just that, basically it sounds to me like when you committed to this guy, I'm not saying anything bad about your ex-husband or anything and what you guys have built, but it sounds like he wasn't squared away enough.
Neither one of us were.
Okay. And so that mismatch in that relationship and you earning the money and taking care of him and supporting him is completely upside down and lopsided. Number 2, being in the military, the Navy, correct? That's what you had said?
We were both Navy.
Yeah,
yes,
See, that is a hyper masculinized environment right there. Major, okay? Huge. And so that further drives I'm the prize, okay? Number 3, I've done this, and this, but all you have said is I supported him through school. I supported him through this. How did you support him on his mission to be a better man? You see what I'm saying? That's the value inside of you right there. When it comes to a woman, how are you going to support that mission? Okay, yeah, you put him through school, right? Is that what you said? You supported him, you paid for all the bills and everything like that?
We did it together.
Okay.
I used my GI Bill for nursing school, and I went to school while he worked and provided. And then equally we would intern.
Yeah.
And I do support him in our family. He's always been the head of our family. And even with us being divorced, my 12-year-old daughter will tell you she raises hell when I go over and get her daddy out on the sidewalk. And she's like, how come y'all are divorced and you're still getting him out? I'm like, because this is your father. and we made you together, and he will always be your father, and he leads our family. You, me, and these kids, we're the family. No matter who I'm dating, like, I support him as a man. I support his position in our life, and I always have. Always. Like you said, the lopsided
dynamic.
What you were saying, like mismatch. I don't remember what you just said.
Yeah, you're mismatched. Yeah.
We weren't prepared with the building blocks of life, and we tried really, really, really hard, and it didn't work out.
Well, that's a further example that women's value is immediately, like when you guys are 18, 19, 20, 21, it's there. Boom, where a man has to develop, right?
Right, yes.
Okay, so there you go.
Completely agree with
100%. That. And so what I'm trying to say is he wasn't squared away as a man.
Neither.
And so he actually failed you as a man because you had to support him.
I don't like saying that.
It sounds bad to say, but it's the truth.
I'm just being honest with you.
It's just the truth.
No. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
no. After you, Sergio.
No. Like, he's just telling you like the truth, and like.
I get it, but out of respect for my children, I just don't want to say that about their father because I don't disparage their father ever.
Oh, I'm not trying to disparage.
I get it. I hear what you're trying to say in an adult setting and conversation, but I just want to be very clear for people that see this and hear this that I have nothing but props for my ex-husband.
I
hear what you're saying, and I validate that. But
and so like, and this is gonna piss a lot of people off for me saying this, and like, I'm sorry guys, y'all are gonna hate me for this, but the thing is, what do I always tell y'all? I always tell y'all that a high value woman is only a woman that has a high value man, and you're not married right now to your new guy, but she was married, guys. She did have 3 kids. So it says something about you as a woman if you did that. I mean, I wish you would have kept your marriage together, but at the end of the day,
we tried
she
really
at
hard
some point was a high value woman because she was able to have, what do I always tell y'all? A high value woman is only a woman that has a high value man enough to where she can also have a family. Because a woman is remembered for what? Her kids and what she's able to create, because men create things, women create life. She was able to create life, guys. I got to give it to her. She did the thing that she was signed up on this earth to do. She made her children, as long as they are successful and good.
What I'm most proud of,
kind of did a good job.
Even through our divorce, and people can say what they want about our split and our divorce, we're still an intact family. We co-parent together. His ex-wife and I talk all day. She's at our home for Christmas. So sure, we split up and stuff, but I think we're doing a great job. But you do it good.
And guys, I'm in a similar boat. As y'all know, I have the baby of my mother, and like we do perfect co-parenting as well. So not everybody is perfect, guys. We can all try to be as perfect as we can, but we're gonna fall short sometimes. Yeah. Did you have anything else to say before I go to the next question?
No, I just was going to just follow up, not disparaging your ex-husband, but before you guys divorced, I'm just really on this because I just got to get this out, man. It's just chewing on me. Did you ever resent him because you looked at him like another one of your children because you were supporting him? Honestly, just be honest. No? Okay.
I think I resented myself, and I think that I was just, I don't know how to explain it. I think that I really don't know how to explain it.
Understood.
Hey, King, you want to know why? Like, I'm not going to sugarcoat anything. It's hypergamy, okay? Hypergamy. She was a nurse. She made 6 figures. It's hypergamy. Like, y'all, like, this is once again, like, y'all are playing victim right now and trying to act like the guy didn't do anything wrong. The guy was a brokey. Like, she was with a brokey. It was his fault.
He's a brokey.
And like, if he was say he was a firefighter, and did you say he spent money bad?
No.
Okay.
I think because of the military and because of our time apart, we grew up to be different people, and we were disconnected.
And that's fine. But at the bottom line, though, he wasn't the guy that he was supposed to be, chat. So y'all want to sit here and be like, oh, why did you divorce him and all stuff? Dude, I tell women all the time she makes more than the guy to break up with them. Like, what are y'all talking about? Like, I know how hypergamy is. Like, I understand it. I don't get mad about it. I just accept it. Like, y'all sit here and act like little girls over hypergamy sometimes. It's like, Dude, just go make more money, guys.
Yeah, hypergamy is actually necessary for men to become better men.
Exactly.
He is the most amazing man now. He's an amazing husband to his new wife. He's an amazing father.
Yeah, he just had to get up to that point because he wasn't old enough yet. Men hit their prime at 30.
He needs to be because of all of this, and I support and respect him every step of the
way. Yeah, and guys aren't going to hit their prime until 30, 35. Women 100%. Get all their value up front, and men don't get it until way later. Like y'all, and because if we look at major cities, women are out earning men in some. If we look at college graduates, I think it's like 60% are women right now. Like, so that whole flip that you had in your relationship, that's very common today.
I agree.
And like, instead of pointing the finger at the woman and saying, why did you get such a good career? I don't know, bro. I just don't feel the same way. It's like, Why don't you go make more money, bro? Or like, why, if you were that guy, she wouldn't even go. My girl is literally going to school to do the nursing thing, and it's a backup plan. It's not, she's not doing the nursing thing. So in a year or two, she's going to be a nurse. It's so if something bad happens with us, if we break up, if I'm in a bad situation in the next few years, she has a nurse. She's able to go become a nurse. But like, I don't know. I honestly don't feel sorry for the guy. Like if he was a firefighter, he could have gone and got a better job. He could have done a second hustle. I'm sorry. I can't do it. Let me go to the next question. Or no, let me do the super chats really quick. $5 Mitch from Mar. I'm gonna take care of you, baby. Just don't go through my phone. I wonder who is that talking to.
Oh, he was talking about in reference to like girls accepting the guy that cheats.
Oh, okay. Yeah. $5 from Earl for all. Thank you, bro. It's better for you to reciprocate his masculine greatness by being a sweet feminine girl who follows his lead than trying to match his contributions. That is a weird thing that we see the matching contributions like crazy today. And that's something that like I really, if y'all have that in your brain where like a guy wants somebody to go 50-50 with them, get it out of your brain, because I think that's an automatic red flag. If a guy comes to you and he's like, oh, you want to split rent? Oh, you want to do this? It's like, oh, dude, you better start running. Like, that's just the biggest red flag ever, ladies.
I don't even believe in 50-50 in a relationship.
Good. No, good job. At least you're being hypergamous still. $2 from Moro for all. Dating but not looking equals high body count, fellas.
No, that does not.
That doesn't mean high body count?
No.
What's your body count?
Not
if it does, I mean, if it's not a high body count, then why aren't you scared to say it?
I'm not scared.
Here, hold on. Does body count even matter?
I don't think so no more.
If it doesn't matter, then why won't you say it?
I just don't want to.
Exactly. It does matter. Next one. $2. You're the prize to the father of your children. Yeah, she is. Like, actually, probably. You're kind of right there. Yeah. And that's why I was saying, guys, I'm not saying that, like, her man was a high-value man. But technically, if I literally argue with women all the time on this show, and y'all see it. What do I always tell them? I always tell them, you can't be a high-value woman without having a high-value man, because the thing that makes a woman high-value is having a family and kids. She has a family and kids, guys. Like, yeah, she had to break up with them and stuff, and yeah, it might not be the absolute 100% greatest family ever, but even I'm not in that, so what the fuck? I'm not going to sit here and flex like I am. Come on.
I think also with that statement that he made, or this super chat here, was more in lines of going back to your general question, who is the prize, men or women? A lot of times that, well, both of y'all's answers are both focused on yourselves, not really in general. Like, are the men of the prize? Are the women the prizes? Yeah. And that's what the question was.
Yeah, and I really want y'all to also understand, even if you don't want to say the guy is 100% the prize, just accept 51%. Just accept the majority, just the 51, because only one person drives the car. Like, it's really simple. Like, you want one person to lead. And I'm not saying, like, just because I say guys are the prize most, like 99 or most of the time, that doesn't mean all the time. Like, my girl, like, I'll give you a perfect example. Like, me and my girl, like, I don't sit there and make every decision of the household. Like, if we go to the grocery store, she's picking what meat we're buying. Like, I'm not the best at choosing that stuff. Like, so there's certain things she's the expert in, so she does it. But she hates driving. She wants to be a passenger person. So what? So she wants to be a passenger princess. So what does that make me? The driver, the guy that does all, that type of thing. So you understand, like, it just kind of goes both ways. Like, I'm not saying I'm 100% the prize. I'm just mostly the prize. That's it. Just mostly. What's the next one? $2 from Glenn Lawrence. Phil, time to drop bombs. He did. Shit, yeah. Glenn's the OG in this space. Next, I want to know, would a man take you back? Wait. What did you take? Oh, no. Would a man take you back if you cheated, you think?
Yes.
Would your man take you back?
I don't know.
Yeah. You know? Do you think men take women back when they cheat?
Absolutely not.
Y'all are crazy.
But it's okay for us to take y'all back after y'all cheat.
Yes.
Yeah, yes. It's. I know this is a foreign concept to you, but once again, I mean, the reasons why women cheat are vastly different than the way the reason a man steps out on a girl. The moral of the story is what?
It's just not the same.
It's just not. It's just really not. You're checked out. You already resent that individual. You hate them. You're just using that other body, to add to the stack of bodies to get over that individual.
Yeah.
And so the reality is this, this is probably going to piss a lot of people off, so y'all just go ahead and buckle down. The primary value a woman brings to the relationship is a low body count, is her chastity, is her
sexual loyalty.
Yeah, 100%. Here's the deal: if you move against me, you lie to me, you're accepting messages on social media, you're liking other dudes' photos, you're cheating on me in that aspect.
Yep.
I don't care. Cheating just isn't sex. It's everything.
It starts emotional, like we established.
And it's because you guys are emotional creatures. You guys run off of feelings. You guys have these little feel engines inside of you. You know what I mean? And so if a guy's in your
feel engine,
yeah, that's what I call them.
Are we gonna trademark that?
Yeah.
Can I get a T-shirt?
Yeah, we can do a hat next. Actually, that's probably a good idea, Sergio. Put that in the merch shop. All right,
let's do it.
Feel engines, but the girls operate on that. The more you feel, the better off you are, boy. But when you don't feel anything, you step out.
Yeah, the best relationships.
You step out because you don't feel anything anymore. You don't.
Why stay if you don't feel nothing no more?
I don't know. Why not just go to the guy and just say, "Hey, you aren't doing. You
don't stimulate me.
You're not the one. This isn't working out. This isn't it." But what are those reasons that girls, have those feelings, right? Why do they look at their men and do that? They resent them. They hate them. They're fat. They're lazy. Dudes are, let's face it, man. The reason why we're in the position we're in this world right now with women and high body count and hypergamous nature, 100% is because of weak men.
Yes.
It's all the man's fault. 100%. 100%. How can you respect a man that's laying on the couch drinking a six-pack, watching Family Guy, eating Cheetos? You can't. If the bills aren't being made and you have to pay the bills, how can you not Yeah, there you go. And so here's the thing. If he's handling his business, though, if all of those marks are ticked off and you're not handling your business, why shouldn't he be able to step out? Once again, you're the gatekeepers of sex. So if he's not getting the sex, the enthusiastic, I want to fuck sex at home, why shouldn't he be able to go get that if he's ticking off all the boxes in the relationship?
And that's what happens in a lot of relationships where the women start like toning it down and then they play victim after the guy leaves or something. It's like, dude, you don't even want to sleep with him. Like, what the hell? Like, of course he's going to go step out. Like, you were sitting there playing video games with him over sex.
But that's what I'm saying. That's why you have to play your part. Like, that's why the woman has to make sure her man needs is met.
Yeah. But like I said, though, I will say that even when a woman does her needs perfectly, if a guy is one of those top guys with tons of options, I still think that sometimes they're going to exercise their options even when she's perfect.
What did she say?
There's something wrong with you.
Something's wrong with them then?
Because you got the perfect woman. I'm not going to say perfect because ain't nobody perfect, but you have the ideal woman at home. What is the point of you stepping out?
So, like, here's I really like to break this down to evolutionary psychology as much as I can. Okay, so really think about 300,000 years ago, like even 1.1 million years ago as Homo erectus. Like we were basically borderline like chimpanzees. Okay, and when we're borderline chimpanzees, it's way different. It's like the women like have the babies, the guys go in their alpha, they go sex with all the monkeys and stuff like. That's like that mentality and that stuff. It's still very hardwired in us. Like it's not going to just disappear. Like the software can change as much as we want, but the hardware is going to stay the same. Like we can get mad at guys all the time for doing these things, but it doesn't fix anything. It's better to understand evolutionary psychology and then you can, make the decision. I don't like this or I do like this or I'll deal with it or not. But sitting there and like just saying that you're never going to accept it or anything like that, I think that you're setting yourself up for failure because you're already going to go sleep with those guys anyways. Like sometimes you already end up sleeping with those guys, or like the crazy thing is like your husband cheats on you, your boyfriend cheats on you, something like that. And you go and get a higher body count because you go to somebody else. Like you're just making yourself even more devalued because you got mad at what he did. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. It's just, sometimes you end up damaging yourself more just because you got pissed off about it. That's all I'm going to say.
I don't think cheating is a blanket black or white thing though. So I think there's just different, I don't know, and I'm not condoning it or anything. I'm just saying there's different, like, are you lying? Is it a relationship? Is it an affair? Or are you out in Vegas
obviously an affair is a whole different thing.
Fucking a chick in a hotel room and I'm not going to know about it. Like, there's totally different things. Like, what is it? What's the, I just think it's different. And that's why for me, there's always been, not that I condone it. It would be a deal breaker. I don't think I could handle it. But there's always like hey, just tell me what it is. Tell me the situation so that I know what I'm dealing with and I can decide how to feel about it.
Yeah, y'all just want to know the truth so you can make your own decision. But then earlier I asked y'all, I was like, y'all said, I just kind of wouldn't want to know about it.
I don't want to find out. Because if I find out, that means you literally...
You were slipping. You were caught slipping.
Yes,
you were doing some stupid shit.
Not even just you caught slipping. If
you're being messy.
Especially if I find out from somebody else. That's the major problem. Because now you got other people in my business. Yeah. I don't want nobody in our problem. Because at the end of the day, what's happening in this household is in this household. Yes. When my friends come up, we're not going to talk about it.
Exactly right.
I'm not putting them in my business. Because in our marriage, this is our marriage. We committed to each other. We have each other's ring on each other's finger. Yeah. So this needs to go between us.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah.
Now, if I have to find out, that's a problem. Because I shouldn't have to find out because it shouldn't even be out there like that. Because if you go out and cheat, if you slip up, okay, that's between us. And if I do forgive you and take you back, that's between us.
Yes.
But if you got it out here, now you're making me look stupid.
Yeah.
And I'm not fit to go for that.
Yeah. The way you presented it before was that the way it came across to me was that the guys are going to go out and he's going to be like, hey, I'm just going to go see this chick. Would you want to know? Like on that front, not, no. Not an open thing, but just more like, I don't know.
So to make an informed decision, though, wouldn't you want the truth up front?
Yeah, see, it's kind of right there.
Because see that before I find out.
It makes it really hard. When
that's the point, right? But to make an informed decision, you need to know the truth.
I need to know the whole truth. Why you did it, who you did it with, what time, what
but he's saying before the cheating happens.
I need you to let me know everything before you step out this house. What is the problem? Don't go to bed mad at each other.
That actually brings up a really good question I like to ask, actually. Yeah. It's one of my favorite studies. When women get cheated on, what's the first thing the woman wants to ask the guy usually?
Come back to me.
What does a woman want to ask the guy when she gets cheated on?
Do you want me to kill her?
Oh, that's different. But what else? Like, what's something else
that's
like?
Actually really good.
I know, right?
Did you record that?
Who?
Did the producer record that?
Yeah.
I hope.
No. Like, is there anything else that like if you found out like your boyfriend cheating, what's the first thing you want to ask him?
Who?
What's her address?
Okay. What do you think? Who? That's it. But say you already know who it is. What's something else that you would say? Why?
What's the point?
What's the point? Okay.
Just leave.
What's wrong with me?
So
I'm not gonna ask what's wrong with me.
Do you know?
And I'm not saying I'm perfect, but I know, like, if like I said, I'm taking care of you, and I know I'm doing what I'm supposed to do, then it's not me.
Do you know, like, let's see if you know, I don't know if you know this study, but like, what do guys like to ask whenever they get cheated on? Do you know this?
No.
Like what most of them like to say? Most guys like to ask whenever the woman cheats on them is, did you fuck him? Because we really give a fuck about, did you have sex? How did you have sex with him? Did you suck his dick? How big was it? Where did y'all fuck? Guys like to know those type of things. Women,
we do too.
No, women like to know, do you love her? Because it's a matter of investment. Gotcha. You lose your investment over that amount of time that you were with him. So y'all, that's what y'all really give a fuck about, is that investment. So do you love her now? Like, did I lose my entire love investment with you? So and this is one of my favorite studies because they can ask gay people this, trans people this, anybody this question. And if you're a born male or a born woman, this is the answer that they always give. Even if he's gay, even if he's trans, whatever, a guy who is a trans guy or a guy that is gay will always say, even if his gay lover cheats on him, he's like, did you fuck him? Like, they'll say the same shit. And if two lesbians are fighting, she's like, did you love her? Like, it's the same shit. It's that's just how men and women are.
I must be wired different, because when I find that out, I'm like, so I already sent my mama my bail money. How loud do you want this to get? Because where's she at? Why'd you do that? Because now it's going to be a problem.
Oh, no.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because you don't want to lose that love investment.
No, it's not a love investment. It's just like, I'm going to go. You're
going to kill her, so he can't go run off with her.
No, it's just like, hey, no, people are going to find out about it. And I'm going to show that I whooped her ass and I whooped your ass.
Oh, no.
And then we'll talk about, the fallout after. But, you're going to have something to show for it.
A lot of people nowadays, they got that problem. And I'm not saying that's a problem what you're saying, but a lot of people, once they find out that their man is cheating, they want to go instantly to the female. No, I'm going at you because you're the one that cheated.
Both.
You're the one that, now if she knew about us, that's a different story, because she knows I'm here.
And
now
she
I got a
did it.
problem with you too. But if it's just my husband and me, and the girl don't know nothing about me, okay, well, baby, you know I'm here now.
You're gonna beat the shit out
But
of him?
I'm coming for him. Cause what you doing? What you doing?
I'm coming for both of them.
Yeah, that's afterwards.
Yeah.
But my first person I'm coming for is you. Cause what you doing?
Man,
So y'all on some Will and Jada type shit then?
Nah, oh hell nah.
Yeah, you definitely on some that shit.
Yeah, no.
Because I always
Will
wondered.
and Jay, you could have choose anybody else before.
I always wondered this shit though, like when guys or even females that say that shit, like, oh, I'm gonna go after the other guy or some shit. What the fuck is the point in going after somebody and defending and fighting for somebody that doesn't respect your ass?
Going
I'm
for
not
shit is stupid
defending
as
or
hell.
fighting for anybody. I am just a hot-headed person, and that's just how I handle business. I'm not defending shit, but if some bitch fucks my man,
I'm going
she's
after
gonna
my
fucking
she's
up
gonna
her
have some
provisioning,
shit.
guys. That's
She's
fucking
gonna
up her
have
provisioning.
she's
What
gonna
do I
have
tell
some
y'all?
shit to show for it.
What do I tell y'all? This is very animalistic
I'm
behavior.
gonna say this, and I'm gonna say this is what
Feral.
happened.
Feral, very feral.
Here she
Right.
is. That's her. She did it. I don't give a shit. Now y'all can go be together, but your ass is busted now. You're welcome. I did that for you.
Okay. Is it still cheating if the guy's being honest? If he tells you about it, is that still cheating?
We're gonna be honestly broken up too.
Is that still cheating?
If they're, I mean, that kind of
Like, and we're gonna say from the beginning,
what I'm trying to figure
he's
out from
honest from the
you.
very beginning.
Right.
Like if he
Then
tells you on
no,
y'all's first
that's
date,
an open relationship, isn't it?
Yeah.
but it's open on his end and closed on your end. Is that okay?
But it's still open.
That's that shit.
That's that shit.
That's that shit. I don't like that because that means you can do whatever you want to do, but I can't do
You
nothing.
keep blank slating everything and thinking men and women are the same though. Like I would agree with you if like you could go have sex with a guy and it not mean anything. But for the most part, women aren't the same as men, and it's not like as simple as taking a piss like a guy. So like I wouldn't be okay with my girl having the same open relationship because that means that she's probably falling for those other guys that she's having sex with.
Then
Like
you're
that.
probably falling for them other girls also.
No, it's a very high chance that he's not. Now, don't get me wrong. There is definitely a chance that he falls for that other girl, but majority of the time, I guarantee you, he loves his girl and he's just exercising an option because men like variety. Like like y'all really got to get in your head that we're just not the same. Like this is a problem today for both of us. Like men project a lot all the time.
Mm-hmm.
We always think that women love and women care the same ways we do, and y'all don't.
No.
Y'all don't. And we always try, and women always project how y'all love and care things, and that's not the same as us. Like, don't sit there and project like how loyalty is to you, because loyalty to me is not the same as it is to you. Like, I'm telling you, you really give a fuck about provisioning loyalty, because for thousands of years you were fucked. If you had a baby in the wild, you were so screwed if that guy wasn't a provider and a protector. Okay, so like y'all really care about that type of shit, and just like how what was I not able to do? I couldn't tell if that baby was mine or not. So I really give a fuck about if you fucking around. Mm-hmm. As soon as you like get that in your head and you realize that we're just complete blank slating it over and over and over again, it's gonna confuse you and make it to where you keep doing the same cycle, the same stuff over again. Get it in your head that we're completely different and that we're never gonna be the same sexually. I'm sorry,
but where I don't understand is why y'all have somebody at home and play house with somebody else.
That's
so
ignorant.
That's
playing house is ignorant. Yeah, like that. But what I tell you about the cheating earlier, like to me, a guy cheats with his provisioning. So if he's cheating by paying for a whole nother woman's house, I expect you to break him up with him.
I'm not saying like paying nothing.
But like playing house with another woman,
like you
though.
Playing house to where it's like you're going to this person and you're telling her one thing, oh, I'm not with her, and this, that, and the third.
That's lying.
Yes, like you're very much so lying, and you expect me not to go nowhere and start. You expect me not to go out there and start dating.
Well, I don't encourage guys to do so. Like that's a different kind of cheating. So like let me define something really quick. I define simp way different than a lot of people. I define simping as liking pictures, commenting, sending money. Like that's all simping to me. Simping is just an unequal exchange of value, and a lot of guys do all that stuff without getting anything in return. So I would highly encourage any woman to not be with a guy that does anything like that. Okay, so in that stance, like if he's doing all those things, yeah, I consider that kind of cheating too, in my kind of opinion. You know, like I would never do that to my girl. I would never go and like a bunch of girls' pictures, comment on a bunch of things. Like that's just so stupid to me. Like it's just a waste of my time. You know, so like I don't like. There's a huge difference between like a guy that a girl threw himself out of him and a guy that's like trying really hard, giving out his money, energy, and attention, his time. Once again, if you find a guy that prizes his money, energy, and attention, time, it's probably for a reason, because he has a lot of confidence. He has a lot of good self-esteem. Like, only people with confidence and good self-esteem can sit there and like not chase women all day long. It's weak men that do that shit. Let me get to the next question then. Or did y'all both answer that one? Yeah, y'all did, huh? Would you be okay with cheating if he didn't if he was honest with you about it, and it was always away it was always completely away from the family and away from the house? Like, it was always like he was honest with you about it, but you're never it's gonna be completely out of sight, out of mind, and everything like that. No,
I'm not. I just don't.
you don't want the honesty.
I
want the honesty. I'm sorry, but I want the honesty.
I'm so confused because y'all keep saying you want honesty and then you don't. I'm so confused.
I want the honesty. I want you to be able to. Like, I want you to tell. I just don't want to find out, because if I find out and you come to me, and if I come to you and you lie and say, "Oh, I didn't do it," but I have the receipts and you still lying, let's be for real.
Dude, I'm so confused about this. Like, do you think women really want honesty, or do you think that they really want to be lied to about this? Because they've said the same thing twice now of like both sides. That they want to be lied to, and that they want.
It really
yeah, I would say.
I'm trying to clarify that because what you said earlier was, do you want to know if you're in a relationship with somebody and they're just going to say, like in the movie Enough, where he's like, now you know I'm going to Natasha's house. No,
yeah.
I don't want to know that. But then you're comparing apples and oranges. So it's really hard to answer your questions because you're not differentiating.
Well, there's just so much context to different kinds of cheating.
Then you need to qualify what you're talking about in terms of cheating, because I can't answer the question.
Well, it's just honesty. I really think that if a guy's honest, it's not cheating, because he was telling you the truth.
But it's different because you're saying different things. Because you're saying, would you be okay with dating a man who can provide everything if there's a woman on the side? I don't know.
Or two women on the side.
I don't think so. Personally, that would not be a conversation, an upfront, honest conversation that I could have, because I have daddy issues. It would not work for me. So I don't know.
So, like, if a broke man cheats and a rich man cheats,
but then you're saying,
like, which I'll break it down even easier then. Okay, so like, say like a broke man could cheat and a rich man could cheat.
It has nothing to do with money.
That's why I'm bringing it up. That's why I'm bringing up like the money thing. If you're gonna get cheated on by the broke guy or you get cheated on by the rich guy, which one do you choose?
But see, that's hard to answer because you're putting it in a different way. Because what you're saying to me is the provisioning. If I'm with a man who's a high value man who earns $1 million a year, who's a CEO of a company, and I have a BMW, my kids are in private school, and all this stuff is happening, and then he has someone on the side after 10 years of marriage, do I want to know about that? No, I don't.
Okay. Yeah, that's all. Okay? That's all I want to know.
But if I'm with a man for 10 years who's a blue collar man and we are struggling back to back and we are doing the work and he goes out and fucks some chick in Vegas, do I want to know? And he feels, and it's not going to be a pattern? Yeah, I want to know that. I'm sorry that I did that. This is why it happened. I apologize. I don't want to do it again. I want to know that. I don't know it would be a deal breaker. So I can't answer your questions because there's different levels, and I'm not 21. I love her. I'm almost 40 years old.
Yeah.
And I've worked my dick off trying to provide for my kids. And I know there's more important things to life than, I know that there's value in stability. I know there's value in what somebody can provide for you. And I don't know that I could be okay with it because I have some serious daddy issues, but I don't know.
Yeah. You've never tested yourself. The biggest thing that I want to kind of bring it back to, though, is that, like, you're kind of sometimes get cheated on by the broke guy or the rich guy.
Yes.
And it's like, would you rather cry in the Bentley or cry in the Honda? Is
Bentley.
What it kind of comes
to.
There you
every
go.
Time.
Thank you.
It's always a Bentley.
That's why I had to get back to, kind of. Yeah.
100% a Bentley.
Okay, yeah, good. Here, I'm gonna go pee really quick. Will we read those super chats really quick while I go pee?
Let me put my glasses on.
He said, I knew
Johnny, help him out.
Yeah, it's good. It says right here. It says, was it morale for all? Who we doing first?
Yep, we're gonna do the first one, morale.
Okay, go for it.
Can I go to
Yep.
Yeah, go for it. I can handle the super chats. Guys want variety. You can't be two or three different women. You can't be two or three different women no matter how good of a girlfriend you are. You can. If you can, patent the method and become a billionaire. Big truth in that right there. Once again, men want variety. Okay? Right. Okay? So I agree with that, Morale, 100%.
I think it's an escape. I think some men just want the no strings attached escape that they don't have to like be emotionally attached to. Just
I don't think it's
a coping mechanism.
Well, see, then you go back to emotion there, so that's tied to feelings, right? So I think once again you're still confused on why men have sex, why we want sex. It's not necessarily
right.
tied to an emotion. It's more that's what we want.
I agree.
And so
I'm just saying, like, to come home and try to have sex with me, if we're disconnected, you got to work for it. Versus you can go out and just wham bam, thank you, ma'am.
Yeah.
No strings attached. You just get what you need.
I get that, but he's 100% right. On to the next. Says Glenn Lawrence, change the topic to getting to the point of diminishing returns. I guess when Sergio comes back, we can definitely do that, Glenn. So, anyways, do you guys want to say anything else? I mean, I can carry this whole podcast right now.
I just feel like with what Sergio was saying, like, I guess with you knowing or not knowing, I think it's more so like it's at the end of the day, it's your decision that matters. Like if you feel like, and I'm not just saying with me, but I'm saying in general, if you decide, okay, well, I know he cheated. He told me he cheated. Okay, well, I'm going to stay just because he told me. Or I found out he cheated. Do I want to stay because I love him and he pays all the bills and that's when it goes to the point where it's like, can you provide for yourself enough to leave?
Yeah, and see that's the thing, right? Is there's two aspects to that, right? If he was upfront and told you straight up versus you having to find out, that's sneaky game right there.
It is. It's
and
very sneaky.
And see that's the problem. That's once again a weak man. He's doing trash behavior. So that's the point, right? Is the argument is this? If I were to come to you and I said, okay, I'm interested in dating you, and this is the lifestyle that I live. I think you're a great girl. I want to be around you. I think we'd have a great time together. Let's go have some fun together. By the way, I'm also dating Lana over here. She's my other girl. And I got Christine over here. And I got another girl over here. It's not necessarily I got to fly to see them, but the moral of the story is I'm attracted to you. That's why I want to have sex with you, is because I'm attracted to you. Okay, I don't necessarily have a feeling. It's more of an attraction thing. Glenn, hey, can you pull that Glenn thing back up, gentlemen, sir? There you go. He says, change the topic to getting to the point of diminishing returns.
Yeah, I had one last question that I really wanted to ask. Shout out to you for this one. This one's a good one. Is it considered cheating if the woman isn't meeting the guy's needs, whether it's conversation needs, sexual needs, any type of his needs? Is he still cheating whenever she's not doing what she could technically be doing?
No.
Yeah, it wouldn't be considered cheating then?
No, because at the end of the day, as a woman, you need to make sure your man's needs is met. If you're not doing what you're supposed to do, what you think he's going to do?
So you would blame the woman in those cases?
In that case, yes, because you have to.
What about a kink? Like, what if he has a kink that's like, you're just not into that kink, like it's
like
just
you draw the line, like you doing too
much. He wants a salad toss or some weird shit. Yeah,
no, you doing too much.
Then that's too much. Okay, so like, man, where do we draw the line then on something like that?
If you don't approve of the fact that I'm not doing what you want, you can go find somebody else that's gonna do it.
Oh, dude, that actually brings up a good question I want to ask you.
Yeah.
This is something I never hear about in the red pill space, and I'm really confused about it. I don't know if it's just because nobody asks about it or why, but the Madonna-Whore complex. This is something I've read a lot about, like Carl Jung and all that. Like I know a lot about the Madonna-Whore complex, but I debate it with my friends a lot because is it like a real thing? Like, is that even? I kind of think that after so much experience, I don't believe the Madonna-Whore complex is kind of a thing anymore. Like, but when I was inexperienced, it was like I did have the Madonna-Whore complex where like I did want the really good girl, but sometimes I would want the hoe too.
Yeah.
So it's like, do you think the Madonna-Whore complex is something that every guy like heavily deals with? Like they want the really good, safe, awesome woman at home, but they also need to go fuck the whore that's going to do the crazy shit for them?
I have a question with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I want you to answer that one first.
So I think with the Madonna-Whore complex, I think it's primarily driven towards younger guys. Okay, it's a maturity thing.
It is a maturity thing.
Okay,
yeah.
say you lock down a woman and you teach you, like, you get a girl in your life. Okay, you're committed to her, and you express to her openly and honestly, hey, this is the shit that turns me on. Well, I never done that before. Perfect. Madonna complex, right?
Yeah.
Now I'm going to take that Madonna complex and I'm going to train her how to be my whore, how to be my slut. She's going to perform those acts for me.
If she's comfortable.
Yep.
It's 100% up to the man to put her in a position to feel comfortable.
Yes.
There you go.
Very true.
100%. So I think it's a maturity thing, right? Because 100% we don't want to be married to whores.
Exactly.
but we want to fuck them like whores.
Yes, we do. You're right, dude. No, no. And Glenn, thank you for bringing that up. I knew that he's written something about it because I never hear about it anymore. But I know it's because y'all have already aired it out a lot. I guarantee you, the reason why I never read about or hear about the Madonna-Whore complex and red pill is because y'all probably talked about this a lot over the last decade, and I'm just behind on it. But yeah, what were you gonna say about it?
Do you feel like men can love multiple women?
100%.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And I'm going to agree with him on that. Like, I really like, and I don't push this or say that I'm going to do this personally, but I think that like, there's like two ways that guys kind of like do like the multiple women thing. And sometimes it's like they have a main woman and then they have like side bitches kind of, and like the sides don't get nearly what the main does kind of like she has the house and the cars and all that stuff. And the sides are treated just like sides, and then I think there's like the other way where guys do it, which is more like Islam, where it's like the multiple wives thing, where you have like 3 or 4 women, you don't cheat on them. Those are your 3 or 4 women. That's who you have sex with. That's who you're with. And so like, I think that's like the 2 ways of doing it. And I'm way more like supportive of like the sister wife thing. Shout out to Sterling. Actually, he's the one that like kind of made me more of a fan of like that than like the other one. But yeah, like, would you ever accept a sister wife? No, never.
I'm stingy.
Yeah.
What if he was like a
I don't care
multi-millionaire
about your money.
and he was that guy?
I don't care about your money.
He has everything.
What if you really liked the other girl? What if you guys were great friends? What if you guys were like the dynamic duo when you were together?
The same nigga.
No, but like, what if y'all,
You have no chill.
what if y'all break up? So like, say you have a kid with a guy, all right?
Mm-hmm.
Y'all break up. When you go and you get another household, say you have another boyfriend or something like that, your child is more likely to have all types of molestation, all types of bad stuff, SA happening to them. All this bad stuff can happen to them because of a step parent in the house. And so like, I just think sometimes it's better for the family to stay together. Like, it's just not worth it sometimes to break up the family. Like, I mean, and it sounds horrible because the women would have to accept that the guy's gonna have multiple women or whatever it is, but it's just like, keep the family together, keep the kids together.
Well,
like,
with you saying that, like, I came from a broken household. Like, I was raised up under my mom. I didn't have my dad in my life. So with that, like, having a stepfather, I was, of course, older when my stepdad came in. But my mom made sure that she was comfortable with him even meeting us before they even got married. So if I'm not comfortable with you being around my child, we're not getting together. Because if I get any type of vibe off of you, you're not being around my child.
And I think that most like, and some women are like doing really good at that and like making sure and everything. I'm not gonna sit here and act like that stat is some crazy high number that it's gonna happen to every kid that has step. It's not. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just all about keeping the families together.
I want to say something to that.
Yeah, go ahead.
Here's my problem, and I agree with what you're saying, because here's what women forget is that just because you get divorced doesn't mean that you get to cut out the father of your children.
Yeah, you're still going to have a sister wife.
You still, yeah, like you still have, it doesn't matter what he did to you. You still have to co-parent with that man. Yeah. So you want to divorce him? I get it. I understand. Look, I respect it. I did it myself because there was toxic things happening in my house, and we were not able to be who we needed to be for our children. We were damaging our kids. So other things, I'm in a relationship now where the wife has left and she has just completely cut him out of their lives. And it's like, I think she didn't realize that just because you divorce him doesn't mean you erase him. And dads nowadays we're pro dad rights, and we are all about it, and kids need their fathers. So there's a chance that now you're going to have that daddy there who has pissed you off and another woman. And that's hard.
And the reality is she's already banged him before you did.
Exactly.
So why not?
We're not banging them together.
I'm just saying.
Have you tried it? I'm just kidding.
I'm just saying. My mother did a great job when I was ready to leave my marriage. My mother reminded me every time, don't forget, there's going to be 50% of the time where you don't get to say what they do, and there's going to be a whole nother woman involved with other kids and another family, so you better be prepared for that before you leave.
You might as well be sister wives.
No, but I get what you're saying, because I don't mind being a stepmom.
Yeah,
I don't mind I love a blended I love the idea of even having a blended family. So I understand what you're saying. Like, it is kind of like a sister wife, but at the same time, you got your man, I got mine. Even though you had him, the key word was you had.
But when you have your own children and you're watching another woman make decisions for your children, it's really difficult.
That's when you have that understanding, like, okay,
but it's still hard.
Oh, I get it, because I'm not in your shoes. But if I was in those shoes, to where if I had kids and my ex-husband or father of my kids are over there, and she decides she wants to make a decision, she needs to still call me and make sure that we have that understanding before you make any decision.
If you get a good one.
If you, yeah, that's a very rare thing. Yeah.
And the reason why my family situation works is because my ex-husband's new wife, she is the glue that holds us together. She's the reason. She sets the tone.
I thought you were the prize.
Well, I am the prize, of course.
Well, now the new one's the prize. It sounds like.
Well, she is a prize. I'm not going to deny that. That woman.
Oh, okay.
She gives me grace. She doesn't react to me. She doesn't disrespect me. She respects, but not all of them do. They don't.
I think that's across the board. That goes both directions, though. It doesn't have to necessarily be a step. Moms can be dirtbags too.
And some of these men allow it. That's another problem. If the father of your kids allow his girl to do that, that is his problem. And I'm going to tell him, you need to fix that before I fix it.
You know, not to go too far down that rabbit hole, Sergio, but real quick. The family court system is literally hooked the cart up to these men. Okay, they are like cart horses. They're going to toe the line 100% because they don't want to lose access to their kids. So if you get a crazy ex-wife acting a fool, and you're the stepmom, or you're the mom, and vice versa, he's not going to do anything to get his tail put right back in front of the judge.
Thank you.
Okay, so it's kind of hard for him to get it correct.
And I hate to bring the courts involved, because my situation, my mom forced my dad to court because he didn't do what he was supposed to do, and then it got to the point where my mom, she did everything she was supposed to do. Like I said, like I told y'all off camera, my mom was great.
Yeah.
But it got to the point where it's like, if you're not doing what you need to do, we're going to make sure the courts make sure you do what you need to do. And then you still not trying to fix it. Oh, of course, going to be on your ass.
Actually, like a really good question I want to ask, kind of in that same category. What do y'all think about abortion? Are you for it or against it?
If you're not financially stable, mentally stable, and you don't have a village to raise them kids, do what you have to do. But I do not approve.
Okay. What do you think?
I think that this is a personal decision. As a medical provider, I'm 100% for it.
Pro-choice?
And I think that, when we're talking about right or wrong, I think that starts in living rooms and with communities.
Yeah.
So
I will never argue what's right or wrong. What I will argue, though, is are you for guys having the ability to sign the rights away? In the states that allow abortions, should guys be allowed to sign the rights away? Yes?
I don't understand what you're saying.
In the states where the women can have an abortion, because not every state right now, it's only based mostly the blue. In those states, should the guys also be allowed to sign their rights away? So that means that whenever the child's born until 18 years old, he doesn't have to be financially liable. So
you're saying if she doesn't want an abortion, can he sign his rights away?
Yeah. Like if she chooses, if she's like, screw you, I'm keeping the baby. You're your father. But in those states, in those same states where she's allowed to choose, he's also allowed to choose to sign away. Should he be able to or not?
No, because you didn't put that condom on.
I've actually never thought about that before.
How many birth controls do women have? Do you know how many different types of birth control women have?
You don't want to get into this with me.
Yeah. There's like 37
There's
of them.
There's a bazillion of them, but see that it's a duality of responsibility.
It is, because 100%. You laid there and you let it happen without 100%. Going to take a plan B.
See, women inherently when they get into situations where they have to have a divorce because of some of the things that you had mentioned when you first asked the question, it comes down to responsibility.
Yes.
If you don't have a tribe to back you up, what'd you call it, a village? Village? You shouldn't be fucking anyways.
You shouldn't be.
If you aren't mentally right, you shouldn't be fucking anyways.
Correct.
But that's the point, right? Is I'm 100% against abortion because all life is precious.
It is.
And so if you aren't responsible enough to handle the responsibilities that come with a child,
then don't do it.
Then don't do it. Now, there are some exceptions. Obviously, the things that I'm not going to say on this podcast that are really, really bad.
But what's a 1%? It's the 1% of them. We can always have a little sign off for those. Like, it's no big deal. Sign off on those.
Because you got girls out here killing young men's children without their consent.
Yes.
It's just it's like voluntarily.
And they want to throw in the fact that, it's my body, which is understandable, but you laid your body there.
There you go.
The biggest thing is it needs to be equal. Okay, like if you can get an abortion, I should be able to sign away too, because you know what that does? We both got accountability then. Because if you get pregnant, if you got pregnant in a state where I can sign my rights away, and you can also get an abortion, you're going to think twice about either sleeping with the guy or choosing to have the baby. You're going to be like, you know what?
Okay.
I'm not going to keep this baby because he could sign away right now. So, and how's it in Texas right now? It's fair. You can't get anything. I didn't have anything anyways.
I need to
so in the states where the states where there's no abortions right now, it's fair now. It wasn't fair before, and y'all had the advantage. Now it's fair. And in the states where women have it and the guys can't sign away, that's unfair.
So why sleep with you shouldn't sleep with nobody that you don't feel
men have men are actually way more animals, okay? Like I said, 17 times more testosterone. So we can keep going back to it, and we can keep trying to shame guys for basically being like monkeys, but we're 99% chimpanzee. Like, we can't take away our DNA. Like, that's just we're partially animal.
So I've actually never thought about that point that you just made, and I actually agree with that point. I would also like to say that if we're going to make abortion illegal, we should make birth control free, and we should expand clinics for healthcare for women.
Correct.
And I need to say this on this podcast, please, as a registered nurse, because what you're talking about as abortion, you have no idea what you're doing. And what you're doing is you're taking away access to medications and services that some women actually need. And I will tell you firsthand, as an emergency room nurse, when that bill happened, I can count on my hand 10, 15 women that had dead babies inside of them for weeks and weeks. No.
We're not arguing for that.
But you're lobbying against abortion.
Nobody has lobbied for that. Of me and him that are sitting here, I bet he would agree with me that those 1% of issues that we want them to be taken care of. But like, obviously we don't want a woman with a dead baby or a woman that was raped having that child. Like, obviously that's not okay.
I need to clarify, because a lot of people don't understand is when you're going and you're making abortion illegal, you are making a cascade of medications and interventions illegal for providers to do.
Yeah, like Plan B, perfect. That needs to go too. No,
it's not Plan B. It's women that are coming in with an unviable fetus at 11 weeks, 12 weeks that are bleeding and cramping, and we can't give them misoprostol, and we can't do a D&C in the emergency room because the provider's going to get sued. We have to wait. The woman has to go and wait until her life is in jeopardy, and then we can do it.
You know whose problem this is? You think all the regular voters actually want that?
No,
we're talking, this is the powers that be that actually write everything.
I agree.
And they make it to where it's as extreme as possible.
I agree.
So then we can be divided on this.
Agreed.
But if these 1% of abortions that need to happen because of medical issues, obviously it should happen, but they're going to divide us and make us hate each other by trying to make that 1% a huge bigger deal than it really is.
But I have an obligation as a medical provider, and I'm so excited that I get to say this on this platform for people to hear, because I try to lead my life in a way that is an example, and I try to build relationships, because relationships create change. And so for me, that is my job, and I really appreciate the opportunity to explain that, because not a lot of people understand it, and I agree with you completely.
I think most people understand what I just said, though, and it's the powers that be that confuse the shit out of it. Like, most people understand we don't want a woman to have, like, don't get me wrong, there's some very hardcore Christians. There's some people that are like, she was raped, she should keep the baby. Don't get me wrong. And there's but they're very hardcore people. They're very weird. Or like somebody that's like, oh, the baby's dead, 14 weeks in her body, make her keep it. Like, no, like, what are you talking about? These are crazy people. Like, nobody's fighting for that shit.
A lot of these people don't
and if so, it's very few, very weird people.
But
if so,
I'm saying there's a gap in knowledge and understanding. And
I don't think so. I disagree with you on that, because every time I brought this up, everybody all agrees that I know, like, do y'all want her to keep the baby? This 1% chance of happening, do y'all want her to keep it? We all usually are like, no, we don't want her to keep that.
And with the situation where you said,
I've never heard somebody say yes to that.
And this is like a necessity, not just for me, because I have a friend.
They're saying yes. I'm saying that when you're lobbying, I'm not saying you guys. I'm saying that I can tell you from personal experience as a medical provider that the conversations I've had, one of my missions is to create conversations in education awareness, because not a lot of people understand, especially Christians or conservative that are lobbying against this. Not a lot of people understand that when you restrict abortion for that, it is a cascade effect that takes it away from everybody.
This is the ripple effect of women having no accountability or responsibility for their sexual actions, 100%. So let me ask you guys one quick. Can I ask them one quick question to tail off this? What are your thoughts on mandatory paternity then?
What is that?
Like paternity tests. What is your
I
thought
don't
on that?
have
Since
a problem with it.
For it, sure.
you're good with it.
I don't have no problem.
So why aren't we allowed to do it? Why does the hospital get sued for it then?
They do.
Yeah, you're not supposed to. Like, you're legally not allowed to even get the DNA of your own child without the mother's permission. So say like she did cheat on you and that child was from another guy, you can't even go figure out until later on your own like time, like
How long do you have to wait?
separate from the hospital. Well, the hospital won't do it right then when the
Right.
baby's born.
Court
basically.
order. Okay.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
well, what happens
You
is
can do
they
it
get
while
sued
she's
for it.
pregnant.
They're
Yeah.
gonna get sued for
Yeah.
it. Yeah, well, but the woman has to
Yeah.
accept that it's
consent.
okay. She has to give consent for it, and that's ridiculous.
Yeah, I'm for it.
There's no reason for that.
I'm for the guys signing their rights away. I've actually never thought about that. I think that's a
just
great
how to
thing.
even it. It's
I
just to
agree
even
with
the
you.
odds.
I
It's just
do.
to even the odds. That's all it is.
I do.
Everything's very unfair. We live in a
I
very
agree.
gynocentric society where women are in power in most situations, and it just needs to be leveled out a little bit. Like there's an epidemic of people not wanting to get married, not want to be in relationships, not want to have kids, and it's because of all these fear factors that come from the gynocentric society.
Those are two things I've actually never considered.
Yeah, it's interesting though too. You're absolutely right on the fear factor thing. I mean, it's no wonder that women are stacking bodies left and right because men do not want to commit to women anymore because what happens? They get railed in the family courts. They lose access to their children. They lose access to their finances. They lose access to their freedoms. So the moral of the story is, there has to be some sort of semblance, right? And then on this podcast, right, Sergio, your big thing is what? You want people to straighten out and get married, right?
Yeah, I want relationships.
You want relationships to work, but and it's interesting when you really start getting into the nuts and bolts of things and how things really work between men and women.
Yeah.
They are very, very different. And we discovered that today.
Work.
Yeah, definitely.
A lot of these people don't even believe in marriage no more.
No.
Yeah. And I'll be honest and say that even marriage is a very far reach. Like I don't necessarily sit here and tell people to get married on my channel, and the reason why is because it's dangerous. What I do push is for us to get into politics, for us to go change those damn laws so we can make it easier for us to get married. So it gives me more incentive to want to do it. Because right now I'm deeply incentivized to not get married. Give me some incentive. We want to see, like, I'm pretty sure this is going to sound horrible, but I'm pretty sure Hitler gave incentives to people for getting married at one point, and their economy blew up. This was like before World War II. But there's like, we got to give incentives to people to build families and to like have kids and stuff. Like, there's no incentive for any of it right now. And that's why the world is falling apart.
And the really scary thing about this whole situation when it comes to laws and the way things are, I'm going to coin Glenn Lawrence. Me and him and I did some studying on this topic right here. All of the laws that are in place now, men were in control. So it's actually, once again, the men's fault.
Exactly.
Coin on Glenn Lawrence there.
Yeah, I think what I appreciate about this podcast and what I've seen is that you're actually invested in teaching and making changes. And that's a conversation I had with whoever I spoke with.
Yeah, it was me on the phone.
Based with you is like, there's all these things, but sometimes for girls like me, I don't know any different. I didn't grow up with a different example. Nobody taught me to be different. Actually, this boyfriend that I'm dating now is one of the first men to teach me and show me that I'm worth more. And so it's hard for me to behave in a way differently unless somebody shows me that I'm worth it. And I value that you are investing in people and telling them, hey, this is what you should do and this is what you should do, because so many people just check out.
Yeah. And
I agree that we have to help each other because we can work together and support each other and make a difference.
Yeah. I'll give you a quick example of why I kind of do this show. I really like Fresh and Fit. Myron really kills it at making men better men sometimes. Same time, he kind of does a bad job at like making women look really bad. But at the end of the day, there's nobody that's like pushing men to sometimes be better in their fitness and their money and just their game with women and stuff. But while we need to make men better, and even him, he's a coach, like he helps guys all the time. We need more mentors that are making men better. Yes. But what do we also need? I'm the other side of that. And we need somebody telling women to keep their fucking legs closed. Yes. Okay. You need somebody, and you don't need there's a bunch of women, I call it the femosphere. There's a bunch of women in the manosphere, like in this red pill space, and they're trying to coach women and stuff like that, but it don't do shit. Y'all want to know what women really listen to? Is a strong guy, a strong like father, male figure that's like, you better keep your fucking legs closed.
That's the thing. A lot of females nowadays are growing up without. Well, I'm not gonna say nowadays because nowadays it's starting to get a little bit better. But a lot of people are growing up without their fathers, and that's what makes that decision with females, because Like, if it wasn't for my uncles and brothers and stuff, I wouldn't probably have that hardcore, well, I'm independent and I don't need a man, because at the end of the day, my mama showed me that she didn't need my dad. But if I did have my dad, he probably would have taught me, well, baby girl, this is what you need to do, and this is how you need to do it. A lot of people don't have that guidance.
Yeah, no, I do this show because of that, exactly what you just said, like discernment. Most of the women that come on this show don't have fathers, uncles, brothers, cousins to help them. And that's my job. Some of them text me and send me the profiles of the guys they're trying to talk to. Sometimes they send me their DMs. I try to help these girls discern, because for thousands of years, you couldn't do it on your own. You're not wired. Women fall in love with their ears. Men fall in love with their eyes. That's why men lie and women wear makeup. Okay. So like y'all are always going to fall for the guy wearing Gucci or the guy that's saying the right shit. Well, I'm not going to say always the guy wearing Gucci, but you're going to fall for things that most of us guys would immediately say, oh, he's in debt. Oh, immediately he's this, like, and it's not even just like how y'all are immediately wired to be able to tell. Y'all have intuition to tell if a woman is a hoe. Like y'all can read social status very well. Y'all can tell the hierarchies really well when a man is like the highest in the hierarchy in a room and stuff. Y'all are really good at having intuition for those things. We have really good at intuition at telling when a guy is a fuckboy or not.
Yes,
so absolutely. You need men to help you.
Okay, I want to speak on that. I want to speak on that because this is a conversation verbatim I had with, I can't think of who brought me here.
Yeah, it was me. Yeah, it was me on the DMs.
So, first of all, I just want to say that keep your legs closed. I think we could rephrase that a little bit.
Want me to say it a nice way?
Yes, a little bit more respectful, However, comment, I love.
Close, please.
Hold yourself to a higher standard. Let's label it that way. I love that because we were talking about alpha males, and what I responded was, yeah, you want to be an alpha male, but then y'all want to sexualize the relationship between a man and a woman. And if I don't want to fuck you, then you're done with me. So my challenge to other alpha males is don't just be an alpha male to the woman that you want to date. Be the alpha male to every female that you come in contact with. Because there's women like me that need you.
Oh, I do.
And
just kidding.
One of the best things that happened to me when I left my marriage is I started doing jujitsu. I found a jujitsu gym. And military was good for me because it put me around men that didn't have an agenda, that poured into me, built me up, treated me in a way, and it was very healthy for me. It taught me how to build friendships that weren't sexualized because I didn't know that before.
Speaking of friendships, and I know you have something to say.
Yeah, I just wanted to tee off of that real. Can I just say it really fast, and then we'll lead right into your friendship thing. You said, the alpha males just want to fuck you, right?
No, that's not right. Let me clarify.
Because here's the thing, right? If you let
me clarify.
Okay.
Here's what I'm trying to say. Okay, typically speaking, as a female, single female, you're out meeting people, you meet a guy, not interested, let's be friends. Okay, we'll be friends. Okay.
Men and women can't be friends.
Right. So that's but what we're talking about is an alpha male that is a leader and a world changer and a way maker and wants to intentionally pour into women and build them up. So what I was saying is my challenge to men like you that have that calling, when you come into contact with somebody that you're not going to be in a romantic relationship with, continue to be that alpha. Because typically speaking, men want to be friends, but you're right, they can't be friends, but they sexualize it. And if you're not going to fuck them, then they're like, oh, we're not going to be friends anymore. So it takes away from whatever they're trying to teach you and talk to you about.
Men objectify women, period. That's just what it is. I mean, you are sex objects to us, just like we are shiny.
Sex objects.
Yeah, success objects, period. I mean, that's all it is, right? So if you're objectifying yourself in this world, of course you're going to get every dick swing in your direction. That's the point. To close your legs, you got to quit objectifying yourself. And when you get objectified by a man, because you've continually objectified yourself, on social media, in the streets, at the grocery store, everywhere else, and you wonder why you've stacked up 20 or 30 or 40 bodies, that's precisely why. You have objectified yourself. The natural order is a man objectifying you 100%.
Yeah.
And so men and women cannot be friends. Ever.
That's not.
I disagree.
That's not quite what I was talking about. My personal experience is that I will have a guy friend and they're giving me advice about who to date and all this, trying to be, and then.
So you're taking dating advice from men?
From friends?
No. I'm not trying to cut you off, but do you see how ludicrous that sounds?
No. I'm sitting here on a podcast with a gentleman that wants to impart in people knowledge to make them better.
Mm-hmm.
And what I'm saying is that typically when you meet people like that, for a female like me, and it's not going to be a love interest, then the guy will just disappear. And it's not anything I've done. It's just that you're right. Men and women can't be friends. And so what I'm trying to say is it's not anything. I'm saying my challenge to you and what I value about you and other men like you as alphas is continue to lead those women that you're not romantically involved with. Continue to lead those friends that are around you because we need you.
But that's the meat.
What is that?
What's the meat, Sergio?
Money, energy, attention, and time. A guy's giving out his energy, attention, and time to her if he does that. So like in the red pill space, and like a lot of the guys over here, they're very against giving out your energy, attention, and time to a woman that you're not going to get anything back from, especially somebody that's just a friend.
So I don't
know. I will say something though, and I don't know if you know this, but I heavily teach something called pre-selection. It's called mate choice copying in like the scientific term, and what that is where women like to be around guys that have other women around them. It shows safety. It shows that, okay, if these women are all around him, there's obviously something safe about this guy. So, and this is what I teach. Honestly, the reason why I'm successful with women is not because I'm some attractive dude or anything. It's because I've always had nothing but friends that were women. So what he's saying is actually very right, because 99% of men are not your fucking friend. They're trying to get something out of it.
And that's the problem, is that you should start to be friends.
So I do exactly. So what you just asked, I do. But like what he's saying is very right though, because I will end up giving out a lot of my energy, attention, and time and getting nothing in return for it.
We need y'all. We need leaders.
That's the whole point of my show. I give out a lot of my energy. So like I have a bunch of friends that are women. Like, I mean, gorgeous. Like I'm talking stunning, like model women. Okay. Like tons of them that are really close friends of mine. Okay. I'm not going to sit there and try to be friends with them all the time or hang out with them. Like I'm in a relationship. I spend time with my girlfriend. Like I don't sit there and hit them up all the time and be like, let's go to brunch or do anything like that. I'm not really friends with them. But if me and my girl broke up tomorrow, I would be friends with them again. But you got to understand what kind of friendship I'm talking about here. It's not like the friendship where we're going to go draw to, I don't know, like go do shit together. It's a type of friendship where like y'all are going out tonight. I got a table here. Y'all come and pull up and let's hang out. Or like, I know where they're working. I'm going to come and see them and come see them where they're working at or something like that. It's never like what you're thinking. We're like, I'm going to go do hobbies with them.
No,
or like,
that's not what I'm talking about either.
Yeah, it's just nothing like that though. And like what you got to understand, what I do is extremely rare. And the reason why I can get away with it is because most guys, when they're around women, they're just hyper horny. They're really trying to fuck. I have such an abundance of women, beautiful women around me. I don't have that same feeling. Right. But it's because of my abundance.
Right.
And very few guys have that abundance. Like I'm talking very little. Like I don't like to sit here and talk about the pre-selection thing and the mate choice copying thing because very few guys get to do it. I teach this personally in my program and I teach guys how to do it, but most guys are not going to be able to achieve this. Unless they have a coach like me or something, they're not going to be able to do it. There's one other guy on the internet that does it and his name's Michael Sartain and he teaches guys how to do the same thing. Me and him are the only two. There's literally like 100 coaches online and we're the only two that do this. Like there's a reason why, because it doesn't work for most men. And like I'll stay a friend and I'll stay teaching all these. That's why I started this podcast. It's because I love talking. I have 4 sisters. I've always talked. I went to prom with my best friend. like I have a lot of friends that are women. So when I started this podcast doing panels with women, this was normal to me. I do this because this ain't shit to me. This is what I already did. I always used to argue with all my girlfriends all the time. It was fun. But yeah, I agree with you though. Most guys can't do it right.
Dude, if I'm your friend, I want to fuck you.
Yeah, it's just the truth, man.
There it is, right there.
It's the truth.
Well, then you're just reaffirming all the toxic things I grew up learning.
It's just true. For most of the guys, it's true. Like the thing is like it's really toxic for you to sit there and try to think that it's okay to have this friend.
I'm not thinking that at all. That's not what I'm saying. We are actually agreeing.
I won't even say you specifically, but women specifically, like just women in general who are like they'll die for that friendship. Like say like you have a friend that like you're just like, man, this dude's like my best friend. If my boyfriend tells me I can't talk to them anymore, nope, I'm not doing it because this is my best friend.
No. That's a great point.
That's not what I'm saying.
That's where but that's the only time when it's dangerous is whenever a woman's like that.
My call to action with y'all, sitting at this table with y'all, because I think what you're doing is powerful, and I'm talking to you as a 38-year-old woman that grew up with a shitty dad, and I'm just telling you, like, you have the ability to impact women around you, and not that you're going to be best friends with them, but like just don't forget, like, we need y'all. That's my call. It's my challenge to y'all. Like, I appreciate what you're doing because I'm watching and I'm hearing your words. And if you don't grow up with anybody telling you to expect different of yourself, you don't know that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then when you see someone like you and you hear that, and then someone like you is like, hey, you want to go get a Slurpee? And you're like, wait a minute. Okay, yeah. And then you're imparting, confidence in me and building me up, and you're making me feel good about myself, and not a sexual way. It makes me feel better about myself.
Yeah.
And that's my challenge to y'all. Not that I think we're agreeing on the same thing, that it's not happening.
Yeah. Well,
and
no,
that's my call to action.
I get what
is
you
just
want.
like,
yeah.
we need y'all. We do.
I agree with you completely. Like, I really do. I just want you to understand, like, there's just, like, every guy can try their hardest to do something. Like, the easiest way to also put this is just all men lie. Okay. So like he's being honest right now. I know this sounds so horrible, but he's being extremely honest about the friend thing.
I get it. I just had it with one of my best friends last week. We had a falling out.
I just wish, like, I agree with you so much. I wish these guys could, because exactly what you're saying, I embody. Okay. Yeah. And that's what I want more men to do. But I also just, it goes back to the understanding thing. I understand that most of these guys will never be able to do what I do.
Okay, well, why don't we just speak it into existence?
Yeah, I will.
Why don't we challenge it and just try to do different?
I will try my hardest. I'm definitely going to try my hardest. I'm definitely going to try my hardest. But at the same time, we got to understand these guys. And don't fall for these guys that act like the friend, y'all. Be very careful. The guys are very sneaky, and they'll lie to you to say whatever they need to get in your pants. So be super careful. They're called beta orbiters for a reason.
My favorite thing about this podcast is that you keep talking to me like I don't know things that you're telling me.
Nah, you agree. No, you're agreeing with everything.
I love it so much.
Here, go to the start really quick. We gotta close it out too, guys. I'm sorry, we went way too long. Moral for all: women love children the way men love women. Women love multiple children the same, even if they aren't theirs. Men love multiple women. I've never heard it that way, Morel. Women love children the way men love women. Women love multiple children the same, even if they aren't theirs. Men love multiple women.
Sister wives, anybody?
Yeah, sister wives for real.
I'm for it. I've tried to do laundry for all my kids, and it's awful. So come on.
Yeah. Okay, she's down, guys. No,
that's kind of a joke.
Hey, thank you all for coming. Though I gotta close it up really quick. My last question I'll ask is, what do you think about the show? Would you come back? Did anything resonate with you that was a good stat or something, so I can make sure to bring it up for the women that come next time? What'd you think?
I enjoyed the show. I did. I will come back. But it's more so like the last topic we was talking about, the friendship part.
Yeah, we're gonna have to dig deep on that one on the next episode with you, huh? Yes. Next time you come, tell me to do the theme as a friendship theme, and we'll do the whole thing based around the friendship thing. Because there's a lot. Oh man, I can bring up a lot on
of male friends that are like,
and you're
long time friends,
and they're just friends, right?
Yes. Yeah. And I've had like even two of my friends crash on my couch.
If we called them right now, and you were like, "Hey, I'm kind of drunk. Can you come over and like hang out?" Would they, or if he was like, would you want, or if you're like, hey, I kind of like have a crush on you. Like, I think I've kind of always liked you.
For one, they gonna know I'm lying.
Okay,
that's how I am with my friends. Like, they're going to know.
I'm not gonna sit here and say that it isn't that way, but I would like next time you come, we're gonna test something.
Okay. It'll be interesting.
It'll be fun
surely
to test.
Can test.
Yeah, it'll be fun. And please bring a single friend with you next time. That's one thing I like to say, ladies, is please bring your single friend so we can like make people in a relationship.
I got a couple of.
Please do. No, I appreciate you. Oh, was anything that resonated with you?
Basically, to be more open. Like more open with my relationship dating.
Yeah, think like, what do you mean more open? Like considering like different types of guys and stuff, interracial.
We're gonna try it.
Maybe.
There you go.
Hey, no, I'm really proud of that point, man. Like I'm really proud of it because like I'm not gonna go into details, but I'm very proud of that point whenever I get people to convince on that. What do you think?
I think you have a great show. I think you guys are doing very valuable things, and I was challenged, and I feel like I learned something. I would love to come back anytime and keep going.
Yeah. Was there any stats or anything that resonated? Was there any fact that I should always state because it was a good one or anything? Just
say
curious.
That again.
Was there anything that like resonated that was like a really good fact or stat or anything that was like really life-changing moment kind of, or not really?
Well, I mean, honestly, I like the whole like sign the rats away thing.
Okay.
I would prefer if when you're speaking about women, we could talk differently instead of close your legs. Like, I think that is it kind of puts women at an opposite thought from you, and you're speaking so much wisdom that if you were to say it in a different way, it would probably be received differently.
I'll explain to you why I'm so hard on that one statement. Like, there's a reason why.
I respect it.
But I have a whole little thing behind it. So I truly believe that the story of Adam and Eve, it has a way different meaning than most people think.
Okay.
In my opinion, like, really read the story, like, really think about it. And the whole point of it is when Eve went and ate the apple, she fell to temptation. And what happens when she fell to temptation? We both fell.
Yep.
Men and women fell.
Because and I hate to go spiritual with it, and I'm gonna try not to, but when he said, "Do not eat from this certain tree," he was basically telling both of them, even though I said Adam, Eve, you should have listened too.
Yeah.
Because if he sees like, well, Eve ate it, ain't nothing happened. Well, I'm hungry too. That's it shouldn't have did. She shouldn't have did that.
The biggest point of that story, though, to me, is that because there's a reason why the woman ate the apple. The woman fell to temptation first, because when the women fall to temptation, we all fall out of balance with nature.
Yes.
The whole point of that story is that we are in perfect balance with God and nature whenever we don't act in hedonism, when we don't act out to our temptations. Okay. Right. So that if we just can stop temptation on the women's side, it solves all issues. I'll explain to you why. If women keep their legs closed and they don't sleep around, what does that force Tyrone and Chad and these guys that are 6'4" big dick guys that live in their mom's house? What does it force them to do?
Level up.
Because
I'm just saying your phrasing, keep your legs closed.
It's the whole I know. But it's because like I say it so hardcore.
As a woman that has those issues, and when you say that, it doesn't make me want to.
It doesn't resonate with you.
It doesn't make me want to listen to you.
Yeah, so like, but usually I say it with this story because there's a that grit behind me saying it comes from that story. It comes from a very seriousness that the whole world and the problems we have today goes down to it. And that's why I say it so mean, like, you need to keep your fucking legs closed, because it's not a simple, y'all should maybe stop sleeping around. No, it's a serious, you got to stop doing this. And if it doesn't resonate with every girl, like, that's fine. But I guarantee you it resonates with most of them. And that's all that matters is that. And the thing is, pastors can say this, all these people can say this shit, it's not going to move them. But when somebody like me says it with a fuck behind it and says it with some, like some actual, like, real, like, manliness behind it, you listen. And the biggest reason, I think, though, some of the biggest problems today is there's not enough men saying this shit. And a woman says it, and it's just not enough. She's like, a woman's like, y'all need to stop sleeping. You're a hoe. Stop sleeping around other girls. No, you need a man to tell y'all, stop. It's like, stop. Just like a father tells you to stop. Like, it's that simple. And, like, I guarantee you, most of the women that come on my show actually end up stopping sleeping around. Like, they really do. I see it in their damn eyes sometimes. And sometimes they come back and they'll be like, I haven't had sex in months. It's like, damn, you actually worked with you? Like, damn, I actually got you to, keep your shit close. So, yeah, it works, okay? Like, it may sound mean, and it's not going to work with every woman because of, things that you might have experienced in your past stuff. But for most of them, it does, So I'm going to keep yelling at them. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I have to. Bro, what did you think about the show? Are you going to come back for me? What resonated, or was there anything special about the show you liked?
Yeah, just one quick thing before I say this. Imagine if Adam would have spoke to Eve in the manner he says, "Shut your fucking legs."
She would have never did it.
She would have never. That's the point. He was a beta. So we're all screwed to this day. So close your legs. That's it. So hey, Sergio, man, thank you so much for having me on the Purple Podcast, man. It's great.
Dude,
so you guys were awesome. This is a great time. What resonated with me was the power curve on trying to convince them or trying to reason with these two ladies on how men and women are actually different and how we think about sex and things like that.
The blank slateism.
Yeah, 100%. So that really resonated with me. And what was the other question? You had one more?
That was what did you think of the show? Would you come back? Yeah,
100%. I'm going to come back. Look forward to it.
Bro, are you free Saturday? Are you coming on Saturday?
100%. If you want me on, I'm on.
Guys, we're going to have a fire show on Saturday. I cannot express to you how good this one's going to be because I got some really good stuff planned for a conversation with them, guys. So please come on Saturday for that. And check out all of his links that Donnie just showed, guys. Please check out the ladies. Go add our Instagram right now so you can go add them. Was there no super chat? Did I miss one?
Yeah, we just got one.
Yeah, we just got one from Glenn. Thank you, Glenn, for the 5. Basically, if you don't meet her definition of masculinity, you are toxic. as an ambassador of toxic masculinity, I say stay toxic, man.
Can we give a shout out to Men of Order Media?
Yes, what's it called?
He's right above Glenn. It's Men of Order Media. He's on here.
Men of Order Media.
Yeah, is that him right there?
Oh, Mod Media Group. No, that's our boy. Yeah, that's
okay,
that's our boy. What up, Mod Media Group? Yeah, shout out to them guys. Shout out to everybody that came tonight, dude. I really appreciate all y'all for coming. The Wordsmith, all y'all. Ladies, I really can't wait for y'all to come back. I feel like we're gonna have some. We're gonna have a really good episode when each of y'all come back because this was a really good conversation.
I appreciate it.
Dude, I can't say thank you enough, bro.
100.
Really amazing. Donnie, I appreciate you so much, bro. It was a fire show back.
Excellent job.
It only slipped like one little time at the beginning. It was nothing. It was nothing. But yeah, guys, we will see y'all on Friday. I got a really good show for y'all on Friday. So yeah, peace the fuck out, guys. Have a good night.
What? Toodaloo, motherfucker.